Warning, the following contains material that may be too disturbing to some people. Descriptions of violence, mature situations, and adult themes. This is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, welcome. I am here. 1 second here while we transition scenes. Yeah. All right. Oh, my own camera's on. There's that. Okay, we are live. Welcome to Force of Flesh, episode 65. What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing this week? Players?
Doing pretty well, yeah.
Oh, God. I thought I was by myself. All right.
You were gone for so long that I had to keep checking the thing just to make sure people weren't talking and I just wasn't hearing.
Sorry, I only played 3 songs. All right. No, we are here. So, don't worry about the hit points roll on the screen, guys. Don't worry about that. That is not for you. So let's do this.
Okay.
Because yeah, there we go. We'll just get get that off the screen. Hang on, it should roll in a second. So what happened last session? What'd you guys do this week? Any cool stories? I've had a week. Work has been insane. I have not slept probably since last game, or at least it feels like it. What have you guys been up to?
Not much. Just helped our friends move last weekend. That's really it.
Right.
Lots of manual labor.
All right. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
what happened last game? Since you guys are also talkative about your real lives.
I think we killed the Flash.
He killed the
Yes,
Flesh,
did.
right? Game over. Campaign 1. Good job.
Easiest game ever.
All right, so you guys get 1 billion XP, and you're all level 80 now.
You'd think that a billion XP would go farther, but
No, because it just gets worse and worse the higher level you get, right? So like, level 20 is what, like, I don't know. It's got to be like 100,000 or something. I don't even know off the top of my head, but it goes up to the last level to level 80 is actually 999
Very
million.
yeah.
So last session, you guys teleported out of the Master's Tower. Some of you did, right, with the crystals. Vash
It's got left behind.
almost got left behind. Almost got fried.
I mean, he did technically get left behind by the others.
Yeah. They were like, well, forget that guy. We don't like him anyways. He smells weird. And they left.
It was more like if we wanted to help him, we wouldn't even know how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like you were just in a room with no doors. And there's like stone walls everywhere, and everything's like falling apart. Yeah. It was the best decision. You will carry on in his memory. And Vash was keeping a promise he made to free a certain entity from the dungeons
And destroy the world.
and
Didn't know that was going to happen. It's just a happy benefit.
It's just like one of those times where him actually like being a good guy, trying to do the right thing, really kind of bit him in the ass, so to speak.
Yeah, it tends to happen.
Yeah. yeah, you turn the handle on the cell door, and there was just an explosion that filled the dungeon.
But the good news is, got the unicorn killed.
Yeah, yeah. The good news is Agape definitely
horse.
died from the fire.
I feel like good in this case is subjective.
Yeah. And this entity sort of communicated with you in your mind space, and was lighting everything on fire and sort of
threatened.
Yeah, threatened you and Tulpa, kind of tortured Tulpa a little bit, if I recall.
Kind of tortured me, burned me quite a bit.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you kind of asked to take his mark and stuff. I mean, you kind of asked for it. I guess it's yeah. And he ended up like lifting you up off the ground by your collarbone, if I recall, and scorching you pretty good. And I remember you bursting into flames. And then we just saw you arrive with the others in the
Good
ring.
memories.
Yeah.
He also took my phoenix.
He did. Yeah. He consumed it. That is gone.
Like, I'm pretty sure he did introduce himself as Emix, right? So I at least know a name for him.
Yeah, sure.
And some idea of who he was.
Yeah. He definitely.
Interesting.
Did you guys talk about Aed at all?
Yes, sort of. Wait, maybe not. I don't think he ever actually mentioned the name Aed.
Yeah, I don't know, but he definitely is a fragment. I think that's pretty clear. And do you guys know in character any of the stuff about the? I mean, I know we talked about fragments before and how it might be a good idea to like get them together or like find them.
Could I do a history check to see if I know?
Sure.
anything
Yeah.
about them?
Vash definitely knows about Aed, or at least bits and pieces, if not the whole picture.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
Laura would know.
you're like.
I don't think.
Okay.
25.
Yeah, I don't think Orilyn would know, so I'm not gonna bother rolling.
Yeah, Melora would know too. So 25. Really good roll. Okay. So Aed was basically super powerful primordial of fire. Rose up, well, sort of like fought back, I guess you could say, when when other primordials got together to make form what we call heaven. Fought back and was struck down and shattered into all these pieces. All these fragments of Aed represent like different aspects of his personality. So you got one for like rage and anger and wrath of the burning flame. That would be more so like Emix. You might have one that's like the caring hearth, the thing that like cooks our food, warms us at night, keeps us safe. That'd probably be more of a good aspect. Aed is very complicated. He's got all these evil and positive parts and neutral. We saw the Phoenix. The Phoenix would sort of like, I guess, represent Aed's like rebirth, being born again from the ashes as something new. That was another fragment we encountered before. And yeah, there's that kind of stuff. I would think of it as sort of like the elder flame primordial. If that phoenix could just get a little bit stronger, assemble all its broken pieces, maybe it would become Aed. Or the same thing for Emix. Now,
Yeah,
if your wildfire spirit was a fragment that represented another aspect of Aed's personality, and Emix consumed it, there might be some reaction there. It might have.
Ask about that.
Do what?
I said I was actually about to ask about that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was said in game, but I think out of game it was mentioned that might have been a fragment. So I'm curious what very, very small fragment of personality Emix just gained.
Yeah. How about you make a roll? It could be Arcana. It could be straight up intelligence. It could be history or religion.
Is there
All
any
the
reason
intelligence
Vash would even
checks.
know this?
Well, we could call it like you putting the pieces together, Vash. You have
Okay.
learned a little bit about these aspects of Aid, and they all represent a different like manifestation of fire. And you're a pretty smart guy. You're pretty perceptive. You're pretty wise, you might say. Let's see if you can put it together. I'll let you.
What were the ones that you said?
I mentioned
Arcana and something else?
Arcana, religion, history,
All the
straight up,
intelligence ones.
or intelligence.
right.
If you got something else you think might apply, I'll take a suggestion.
I'll. No, not really. I'll just go for Arcana. It didn't roll. Oh, okay. It's really slow.
Oh, crit. Okay. The phoenix that your bird represented is the flame that burns within you. Not just within you though. Within all mortals. It's the fire that drives us to fight. Sometimes we misinterpret it in our throes of passion. It comes out as rage or hatred. But when you fan that flame correctly, it's the drive that keeps civilization going, keeps it from crumbling. It's in some ways humanity. It's it could be the thing that it's that spark that mortals have. That's that soul that the other beings don't have, right?
He took my soul. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say he took your soul, but it's a one way of putting it.
So
He took the fire in your belly. It sounds like.
So it's fair to say that was just Vash's personal fragment of it, or like, I guess I'm confused.
Vash's personal, yes. But it's unique. Like I don't think everybody can do that. It could be a Kalashtar thing.
Okay.
It could be because you grew up around people who were drawn to the fire, right? You grew up around, if I recall, some of the people in your village were, fire cultists, basically.
Yeah, they worship the rebirth aspect.
Yeah. Well, it could be that maybe they it could be like they did some kind of a ritual when you were young, and they didn't really understand the ramifications of it. Maybe it brought an aspect to you, or it could just be that you were naturally drawn to it in some way, or it could just be that something that they were doing caused it to awaken within you. I mean, these are all things I think could just be up to you, or it could be something entirely different. But yeah, that's basically what it represents, is like the human element of fire, or the mortal element, as it be. And you had tapped into that. Specifically, you had tapped into that, and it did protect you. The bird was protecting you and serving you all the time without question. And now it's gone. There might be some emptiness there.
Yeah.
Just one more of one. Well, I guess not one more, because you still have Tulpa. But it's just one of those special things about you that has now been taken. I feel like that might be one way Vash would look at it. Just getting a feel from
taken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not happy about
it. All right. So you got your Imix mark. You now have burn scars. Very cool burn scars on your hands and arm and like collarbone, shoulder area. Congratulations. And so you appeared in the circle with the rest of the party, who was like sort of you guys were sort of surrounded by these Fey survivors. You saw Satyr and Eladrin, and they sort of had bound you all in this trap. They had used some magic with the crystals to make like a force field to hold you in, thinking you could be a threat. Long and the short of it is, you guys convinced them you were not a threat, mostly because Orilyn has some pull here. And yeah, you said who you were, Orilyn. One of them went to verify and brought back your father, who said, yes, this is my daughter, you have to let her go, kind of thing. And you guys got some of the info of what's been going on here in Mithrendain. There's like a giant skin bulb over the area, very like miles across probably. Kind of like the wound we saw in the world, right? Like what happened to the Riverlands, and like was it Watim Tam and stuff, where there's that huge flesh thing covering that whole area. Now it's like you're there, but it kind of like, but you're inside of that sort of dome. And they explained that some of them have found ways to like live among the flesh kind of deal, like survive amongst it anyways without getting infected. But that these the liars keep coming back. Yeah, you're inside a boil. The liars keep coming back every so often to just take people that they want to take. And they're sort of using this as their own personal like farm. Food,
Yeah.
you know, like basically they've got all these delicious mortals trapped in here, and every once in a while they just come over and snag one to eat their brain. It's like their refrigerator kind of. So that's sort of the gist of it. And if I recall, we left off with you guys like walking into from this ring that's the entrance to the like Fade Arc, back towards like the living area, the general area of Mithrendain, right? And they had talked about like go ahead.
We're just gonna skip over the incredibly important new character Ankit.
Ankit. So the satyr who is like leading this group. She was the one who threw the rock that made the force field that trapped you guys. Ankit.
She also let Sha'ah hug her.
She did let Sha'ah hug her. Yeah.
Begin.
It definitely wasn't an awkward exchange at all. Somebody said something like, "Can't you get pregnant from hugs?" or something like that. It causes babies or something like. I remember that being a thing. Yeah. Oh, and they also like they told you guys how they had been like salting the basically like salting the earth to keep the flesh at bay. They seemed like they picked up on it. And there were bits of flesh growing through the salt there at the ring, like in places. I think as you guys walk away, Ankit would probably say something to somebody like, "Hey, make sure you take care of that where that stuff is growing back through." And you might even see somebody, maybe one of the Eladrin or something, set fire to some of that stuff, burn those plants. So there's that.
If fire is more effective, why even bother with assault?
Ankit would say, well, because we don't want to burn the entire wild down, and also fire doesn't seem to keep it at bay, it just destroys the plant. Gives it it takes away what it feeds on. Here, let's put you guys on this screen because this is sort of where you're at right now. So we got Ankit and Orilyn's dad on here, your dad, and they were sort of like leading you guys back into the living area of the Mithrendain, the part where everyone is staying. which sort of looks like what you have on screen. It's like a grove area with lots of these big trees. Now the trees here are mostly they're mostly like dead. They don't really, for the most part, have leaves growing on them. Because the entire area has been taken over by this flesh corruption. So you've got bits of red. Once you guys get out of the ring, there's definitely places where it's just growing through, and maybe they don't have enough salts to cover the ground, or they just don't want to burn everything down. As you guys like sort of like walking into, you can call it town, you could call it a refugee camp. I'll let you decide.
Was there anything? I can't remember if there was going to be conversation on the walk there or not.
There could be. I mean, we're not there yet. We could say, hey, let's talk on the way. Absolutely.
So
I think on Ketis.
What's the question?
Who's leading us?
Ankit and Orilyn's dad, if I recall. This guy. What was your dad's name again, Orilyn? I'll write this down. It was a name I had a hard time pronouncing. I remember that.
Olatorin.
Olatorn.
For some reason, I wanted to say Olatorio, so I'm glad I asked. All right, here, let me make sure I copy that this time. All right. There we go. Okay, continue. Are you guys wanting to ask them something?
I figured Orilyn had stuff to ask her dad.
Well, he mentioned that her mom was also there, and so she's waiting to talk to them about stuff until they're with her mom.
Did he mention that?
Yes.
He did say your mom will be happy to see you. Something like that.
Okay. I don't remember that.
I guess, I mean, she could be asking, so how is Mum?
Yeah, he sort of turns back. His face is definitely like weathered. Like he looks, you can tell he's tired. Everyone you see kind of is, and maybe you even pass a few stragglers as you guys are walking down the path. Like a group of two centaurs run by on one side, both carrying like pikes. And they kind of ignore you guys and head towards the ring. And run by you guys. There's probably also a few Eladrin here and there. People peeking out of some of the knots in the trees to check on who's walking by. Once they see like new faces coming into town, and maybe a few satyrs here and there. And
As any of the centaurs?
Sorry?
Would Sha'ah recognize any of the centaurs?
You could.
Nice.
Why don't you make you got high perception. Make a perception check.
Perception check. First one.
You do. You recognize one of them. You're not. It's probably like a warrior that you've met, maybe from your tribe or something like that. And it was one of the stronger warriors. The other one you don't recognize is from a different tribe. But they're both. Well, I guess the one from your tribe would probably be a sheep centaur, right?
Right. My tribe is my family. It's just like,
Oh, so it's one
It's
of
a
his
small tribe.
siblings.
Yeah, so maybe it's like one of your siblings that runs by. You recognize one.
It's Sha'ah.
One of the ones who, yeah, exactly. Like one of the ones
it's
who
Brother
wasn't,
Sha'ah.
yeah, one of the ones who wasn't there, like when the attack took place. Maybe they were out on a hunt at the
Mhm.
time, and so they was just like out of circumstance they weren't there. The other one is a horse centaur, like your traditional centaur, and it's covered in like tattoos, but they're both carrying similar like handmade pikes as they run by. Let me just roll a d20 and see if your sibling sees you. Does not. Which is weird because you probably stick out like a sore thumb. Maybe it's
Right.
just like a issue if they're not facing the right way. So maybe you see them from behind or off to the side or something as they come out of one of the trees, and are scampering off. Yeah, they're a terrible guard. Yeah, like they were actually there when the
Maybe-
attack took place. They were just asleep or something.
Maybe they saw who is leading our group and figured, oh, we don't gotta worry about them. They're with the leader.
Yeah. But I guess it's up to you, Sha'ah, if you want to say anything. But first, Orilyn is asking her dad about the condition of her mom, and he says, "Well, she'll be certainly in better spirits once she sees that you're okay."
I see.
Her health is fine. It's things have been difficult since, and he sort of just like gestures around, like since everything.
Of course. And your health?
Yeah, he nods, and he says, "Good, I'm fine. This is a good omen, I think. If anyone can bring Oberon back, it's you."
She gives him a look as if wondering if he's been in her room or had been in her room after she left.
You want to make like an insight check? See if
Oh, the mountain of
seems
Oberon
like-
plus
Yeah, I saw all your drawings of like Oberon suggestive
Like,
positions.
Oberon
is he
posters.
saying this because he's seen her room, or is he saying it because he believes her to be truly
Fanatic.
devoted,
seen the room.
truly
Yeah.
devoted servant?
Yeah, you're pretty sure that it's because he was like reading your diary or whatever.
But she keeps her diary with her.
Yeah,
Does Orilyn have
you know
like
what I'm
a does Orilyn have like a shrine to Oberon, kind of like how like, Hey Arnold, like Helga had
In her
next to
closet.
Arnold?
Well, in the room that she had in the Githzerai city, that was basically how she had her room at home. Was she had the paintings, and they were double-sided paintings. So one side was like her pets, her family, and the other side of each painting was Oberon.
Okay, all right.
But she also did have Oberon like statues and figures and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably just being a little self-conscious, but you're pretty sure that he saw your paintings or something.
Yeah. She won't look at him.
Yeah. Okay. He kind of like
Yeah.
quirks his head to the side, like, "Oh, is it something I said?" And then
Orlin, if your mom's feeling down in the dumps, you should play her this your lute. Lift her spirits.
Yeah, I can show. Father, Odayn here has been teaching me music, and she will pull Thunderpiercer out of her bag of holding and say, and he gave me this. This is the first gift after we met. Like it was the day after we met, and he gave me Thunderpiercer.
Hi, nice to meet you, Orlin's dad.
He's been a great friend.
Yeah, he nods and he like holds out a hand. He says, "Yeah, pleasure to meet you."
I shake his hand and like walk alongside them. Melora's right behind me.
Yeah, he grips your hand pretty hard, and like he almost kind of like pulls you towards him slightly, and sort of like studies you for a moment. And then yeah, it's probably fine. And then he goes, goes back to what he was doing, like leading you guys in.
Okay. Do I have any idea of what he was doing there?
Yeah. It was kind of like a "What's your intentions with my daughter?" kind of deal. That's kind of what he was doing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you're just like, man, this guy's got a really firm grip, a really strong handshake. Yeah. Okay. Sha'ah asks Ankit about her family. Ankit says that she hasn't seen her family since before the first attack. Her actual family was relatively small, and had moved off and settled in different parts of the Feywild, and she hasn't really seen or heard from them since. And she sort of got made a de facto leader here, not by choice, but more so by like circumstance, because she knew a little bit about magic, and some of the stuff she knew ended up helping them. And it was her idea to try the salt, because she knew it was bad for plants, and that she had this theory that the corruption was spreading through the plants, and that's how it's getting into the ground. And if they could like find a way to remove the plants by killing them all with salt, it might make it harder for the flesh to like find openings, find ways in, basically. But yeah, her family's been missing or at least separated from her for some time.
Lyram
So
will walk
you
up
mean
to
you
Avatar,
don't know?
Go ahead, Lyra.
and he asks, "Where is your family?"
Who are you asking?
I'm asking Avachai.
Oh, Havachai says, well, I'm. He kind of like his head nods down slightly, and he almost kind of like smirks. I guess, or there's like a look of sort of pleasant emotion on his face, and he says, "Why? I'm with them right now, I think."
I look around. Where?
he he points at Orilyn and Odayn and Melora, and like he's gesturing to you guys, like even you and Vash and Ishu, Sha'ah. He's like, and he says, "I think this is my family for the time being."
Interesting. Well, not really. And then Lyram will walk away.
I imagine you're a bit confused.
His whole family.
Yeah. You're like, interesting, and then you go, "Not really," and Avachai does the blinking guy meme, like, okay, all right.
Yeah, Lyram just walks off. He was just wondering.
Okay, yeah. You probably stun him a little bit with your words. So like you keep walking, and he kind of just like stops and pauses for a moment and sort of takes that in. And then,
Has anyone explained what happened while you were out of commission, Avatar?
I haven't gotten the full details yet. Care to explain now?
Vash will spend some time telling him through the mind link. Trying to, what Vash considers important, but trying to fill him in on the important bits.
Yeah. Okay.
I like how that was the first interaction that Lyram and Abishai have ever had.
yeah, basically. And he's like, you're with us, your family. And you're like, screw you. All right.
Big happy family.
Yeah, talking to Abishai, even through the mind link, you definitely get a sense that his perspective has changed. He seems more positive than he did before. I mean, he wasn't really like negative before, but he was he seems to have like a new lease on life or something, you know, like kind of like when somebody gets close to death, they like get all their they get all their stuff together, you know, like sometimes
I like him less now.
yeah. He's definitely got a different air about him.
And we don't know that he has his connection to the new death yet.
I don't know if he knows.
Yeah, I remember last time you said he doesn't know either, but he still seems more upbeat even with that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got faith, I think.
Nice.
Like, yeah. I mean, remember he saw her. He did, like, while he was gone. He was talking about that.
Yeah.
And I think even with Death, his own like Arcana trying to kill everyone, he has hope, right? Like he's at this point where he's like, well, if I can die and come back, then I'm pretty sure we can do this. Like we'll figure it out, kind of thing. But if you want to like experiment with him casting stuff, like trying to figure out if he's got his powers back, you can definitely do that. And also, like, just so we're clear, the way Abishai works, every time he takes a long rest, he can re-choose his spells. So I think I gave him to you with a pre-prepared list, but if he takes a long rest, he can change any of those spells out for any of the other ones on his list.
Should probably open his sheet so it's ready just in case.
I got issues open.
Now you guys know how I used to feel before every session. When you get into a session, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't open issue or Valora's or Abishai sheet.
Yeah. I mean, for a GM, it sucks even more because you have to have the enemy NPCs and the friendly NPCs. It's very hectic.
Yeah, I work hard, guys. Pity me.
Everything you do.
Players never truly understand until they GM a game of their own.
It's all good.
Vash gets a little bit more, like more and more annoyed and short and terse with him as the conversation goes on and the chipperness comes out.
Yeah, I think. Well, Orilyn or Ella, why don't you roll an insight check for Abishai? If he doesn't have the skill, it's wisdom. Just a wisdom.
Yeah. Hey, at least his wisdom is high.
11. It's not super great. He rolled it. That's a natural 6. So yeah, I don't think he really picks up on it.
Great.
He doesn't notice. He's just like, oh, that's just Vash being Vash, or whatever. He keeps talking too much, probably. What else is going on? Let me see. They're just trying to keep up with the chat too. No fawns yet. Oh, you're asking on Keat if
she has any kids.
Yeah, she doesn't have any kids. She says no, I don't have any kids. And she says siblings mostly.
Are you fawning anybody as we walk along this red skied forest.
uh,
He's rubbing his hands together, like waiting for the answer.
God.
okay, make either persuasion or performance check. I guess we'll see. Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, she probably kind of blushes, and she says, "Well, to be honest, I haven't thought about anything like that in years." And she kind of like softly giggles a little bit. There's other things going on.
I guess, but who protects you at night?
She kind of like furrows her brow and she says, "I can protect myself."
How? I just want to ask, like, in a way, like, what are her powers? Or
All right. Hang on. Let me get her thing.
I were to spot a creeper.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she like holds up her staff, and it glows from the end like a purple light. And there, she directs it towards like a nearby flesh bush. There's like a just nearby brush that's all overgrown with flesh corruption. Yeah, she like the staff like lights up this purple color, and she directs it towards the bush, and like a purple beam shoots from the staff and hits the bush, and it all like shrivels up really quickly, like it's being dried out super fast, and then it crumbles to dust, and like scatters all over the ground.
Do we see her take any effect from this attack? Like we used to?
Like a wisdom save, you mean?
Like, does it seem to affect her?
I don't know if it'd be perceptive, but let's see.
I thought we took damage too if we failed the save.
We do.
This was
Or,
a
well, we did.
Yeah. Well, I was rolling for her
That
save.
was a spellcast.
I was rolling for her save just then. With her bonus, it's the save. So no, she doesn't take like any damage or flinch really when she does this.
Oh, that's amazing, Anki.
Yeah.
No wonder you're the leader.
She trying to butter her up.
Yeah.
She shrugs and she goes, just a simple blight spell.
Never heard of that spell before.
She nods, and she says, well, it's a form of necromancy, particularly useful for killing plants.
You might not want to do it in front of Orilyn, though. I quietly whisper to Anki.
Orilyn may have seen it happen.
Yeah.
She's right behind you guys.
She might have
Pretty
seen it
visible.
happen. Yeah. She's not trying to keep a secret or anything. She kind of quirks an eyebrow and she goes, "Oh, does Orilyn have interest in the flesh? Like, is she to take up for flesh corruption or something?" Is basically what she's asking.
Some kind of flesh, but I don't know. She's really big on Oberon.
Yeah, she nods, and she says,
How are they talking?
Oh, they're not whispering.
Uh,
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, on Keith's not trying to keep quiet. I know that.
Yeah,
Especially
she
since it's
is.
the only conversation at the moment, so it's
Did-
probably pretty easy to hear.
Yeah.
Did Sha'ah move forward before or after he said that?
Tries to move forward so Orilyn won't hear him, but on Keith's just not like quiet, so
Orlin's staring right at you.
So Anki, like when Sha'ah mentions Orilyn, Anki will like turn around and look. What does she see when she looks at you? I'll give her an insight check. That was a D10. I meant to roll a D20. I mean, it would be a 15.
She's staring at Sha'ah, and it looks like she's upset because Sha'ah is talking about her.
So you're giving Sha'ah a mean look.
Sha'ah's telling everybody things that she doesn't like telling people.
yeah.
Oh, that you like Oberon? That's a secret.
yeah. Like
Yeah, she like looks at Orilyn, kind of quirks her eyebrow, and she says, well, the plants we have here, I'm quite certain they're free of Oberon's influence. For the time being, they've been taken over by something else.
Mm.
And then she like looks back towards Orilyn, and she says, although I'm certain curing them of this corruption would probably be the better choice.
Exactly. If there's a way to save them, better to do that than destroy them.
Yeah, she kind of like bows slightly.
Orilyn, you remember how we saved that one forest by curing the dryad? Is there a dryad in this forest?
Is there a
Which
dryad
maybe-
in this forest?
Which may be corrupted that we can heal?
So you're asking on Key if there's like a local dryad. Yeah, she shakes her head no. We haven't seen one.
And for what it's worth, that one has certainly fallen back to the corruption by now.
We'll save her again. I told her we would be back.
So not all your forests have dryads then? I don't really know how the Feywild works.
I actually don't either.
I
I don't know if all their forests have dryads. I mean, it's possible there was one like for this area or something, and they're just either dead or not around. I mean, all the trees are kind of dead. You know, like the flesh corruption is kind of like producing sort of undead plants. You know, they're like malnourished looking. A lot of them don't grow
Right.
leaves; they just grow like flesh buds and stuff like that.
I can't remember exactly how D&D dryads are, but I think they're usually a little defensive of their forest. I don't know if they
Yeah,
would
yeah.
want to be so close to a settlement unless they're a very social dryad. I don't know.
Yeah, I just like wasn't certain like with Mithrendain being like a city kind of where everyone's living in
Built out of the
living wood. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if maybe there would
I mean,
be like a
there
dryad
could
here.
be one that helped them shape the trees so that they wouldn't damage the trees when they made them into living spaces or
Yeah,
whatever.
that makes sense. Yeah, like help them grow them in certain ways or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose it's possible, but there, basically there isn't one here now. Like they haven't seen one since they've been surviving here. And probably most of these people aren't from Mithrendain. Like, a lot of these people probably didn't live here. Ankeet didn't live here. She probably lives somewhere more remote, isolated. And I'm pretty sure that you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but did your family live in Mithrendain? I didn't think they did.
No, they lived in a smaller area. an even smaller settlement than Mithrendain.
Yeah, like the impression you guys might get is it's like it's almost like everyone sort of like fell back to Mithrendain, right? Like when things started going bad, this is where people came to for strength in numbers, that kind of thing. And those who are still here have been sort of like stuck here because the flesh is like all around them in every direction. There's nowhere they can really go, except down. Some of them did go down into the Feydark, but they haven't been heard from. So
Hey, did anybody notice where a unicorn is?
Oh yeah, Vash, what happened to Agape?
Everyone
What happened
cares
to you?
about Vash.
What happened to you? Why do you look like that?
Well, letting that guy out didn't work out the way I thought it would.
Letting
Last I saw, the horse was behind me, but I'm here
So
and he's
you-
not, so...
So you're saying we were right?
Sun shines on a dog's ass once in a while, yeah.
I look at Orilyn. Are you familiar with that phrasing?
She's
What does
just
that mean?
looking at Vash blankly because she has no idea what that means.
So then what happened? How did you get out of there?
Probably not right to discuss it now.
Okay.
Why? Why can't we discuss it now?
Because, Ishu, we don't know if we can trust these people.
Yeah, and that's what we told you when you went to go save that thing. But
Hey,
you
he was a prisoner.
Right, because all prisoners are very trustworthy.
Not all prisoners are experimented on. I don't think that's per the norm.
Mm. Well, so then I guess we'll talk about it later. Oh, go ahead.
Issues like, look, Vash did make a promise, and I mean, he honored it at least.
So I have more follow-up questions, but if you want to talk about it later, we can talk about it later.
Just suffice it to say that I think making that promise was a mistake. So yeah, you were right.
All right.
No good
Maybe
deed.
you should listen to your party members more often.
Ishu kind of under.
I don't
his
think we should
breath-
extrapolate that far.
Ishu kind of under his breath goes, I would have done the same thing.
While they were talking about trust, though, trusting these people, Orilyn reached into her bag and pulled out the lightning rod.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she's gonna hold it out to her father and say, by the way, father, look at this weapon that I got. And she's holding it out, indicating that he should hold it himself.
So you're just gonna like test this to see if it shocks him.
Yes.
Absolutely paying attention to this.
That's a great way to treat your father.
Mhm.
You know what? He could not actually be her father, so.
Speaking
Oh.
of, yeah, that's a fair point. Speaking of experimenting, all right, yeah. So you hold out
Vash fully approves.
this weapon, and there's like this. Maybe we get a look of like Vash watching, kind of quirking an eyebrow. Yeah, he like reaches his hand out and he grabs onto the handle of it,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing happens. And he pulls it back towards him, and he kind of like flips it over, and he says, "Huh, never seen a contraption like this. What is it?"
How about we show it to Mother, and then I will tell you all about how I got it.
Yeah, he nods and he like flips it around and hands it back to you. Handle first.
Yeah, she'll take it back and put it back in her bag.
Yeah.
And she's got a smile on her face. She's happy that
You hear through the mind link. That doesn't prove anything.
Shut up.
All right. Yeah. So you guys keep walking. Just catching up on the chat. Okay, yeah, get later. Okay. Sha'ah continues to try to get on Keith's good side. Yeah. All right. So at some
Sha'ah saying he's trustworthy while telling everybody that Orilyn is really interested in Oberon.
Yeah. While divulging your secret to everybody.
I like how Sha'ah notices his brother was there, but then chooses to like
not say anything. Yeah.
not say anything and just focus on Ankit instead.
Yep.
It could be like a cousin or
Yeah, it could be like
Could be.
more distant relative, or maybe it's just one you didn't get along with.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
It was
like
the black
Yeah,
sheep
it's a
of
brother
the
that got
family.
yes. I like that.
A literal black sheep.
Yeah.
Right.
It's canon now.
His name was Baba Shah.
Absolutely. Okay. So you guys do make it to like this little grove of these large trees. And flesh corruption outside. And your father like leads you towards a particular tree and says, she'll be in here.
Yep.
Is that also where Ankit is going, or she's not like trying to split us up, right?
I think she's probably just stands like she's gonna wait outside, until she has like given permission to come in or something. And
How big is this? It does it seem like this
Vampire.
tree home is big enough to have everybody in there, or
yeah, I mean you could probably fit everyone in there. Yeah. The biggest
Okay.
room's probably at the base of the tree. That'd be like sort of like quote unquote living area. Now just keep in mind this isn't the Ritz. Like I know you guys are nobles, but
Yeah.
but you know.
well,
rough,
that's why I was
desperate
asking. Like,
times and all that.
did my
nobles.
parents try and get like one of the best places in town?
I mean, they might try because they're nobles. But the odds are there's probably not many good places left. And just because of the nature of what's taken place here, like even the places they had, the trees are overgrown with flesh, so they had to like go in and like remove flesh from that's grown in the rooms.
Yeah.
And try to keep everything relatively clean. I mean, things are probably still a bit of a mess. Like they don't have all their, if they had servants or whatever, they don't have a lot of the luxuries here that you guys might have had.
Oh, what happened to our chef? No, just kidding.
But like even if you guys had like there's probably a lot of different magical ways that you guys might do things, being a family of warlocks, of noble warlocks. Maybe some of the things the artifacts they had in the family, like they couldn't bring with them, that kind of stuff. And maybe even to the point where there's like very few changes of clothes, even, or what have you. They probably know like prestidigitation or whatever. But
Oh, I'll have to find more shift weave to send to them.
yeah, there you go. But yeah. I mean, he sort of like brings you guys to the base of this tree where there's like a place to enter, and there probably is a flicker of light coming from inside. And yeah, he gestures to everyone. He says, "You're all welcome to come in." And then he turns to Ankit and he says, "Of course, that means you too." And then he walks in, and you hear him say, "Neri, Are you awake? You're gonna want to see this. We've got good news. And you hear your mother's voice. What is it? And she like you hear like shuffling. And he says, they call you Oria, right? Your dad does? That what he called you?
So everyone except for one of her brothers, the unmarried brother, calls her Oria because they all still see her as a child, and that's her childhood name.
Okay.
But when they become adults, they're supposed to take on their adult name, which is another, like, a longer version of what their child name was.
Yeah, okay. So maybe you
Yeah.
hear him say like, well, it's Oria's, and then he kind of Orilyn's here. And you hear your mother's voice kind of, what? When? And you hear like quick shuffling, and you know, she starts to like make her way towards you. Now you guys just all start walking in. I think
Yes.
Anki waits to like let Orilyn go first, presumably.
Yeah,
Fashion.
Orilyn's
Yeah.
not gonna. She's gonna give just enough time for her father to wake her mom up, I guess. She's just gonna rush in.
Yeah, they don't need to sleep. It's kind of weird, right? Like they
Yeah.
don't typically sleep. They just, well, I guess you meditate for 4 hours. Or how's
Yeah, we meditate, so it's a trance, so we're semi-conscious of surroundings,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe you guys are like sort of in the base of this tree, or the biggest room, where there's sort of like a living area. I mean, there's some cobbled together seating. It's kind of a mess. But yeah, there's probably even bits of like fruit and stuff that they've sort of scavenged, sitting on like a counter or something. And you hear your mother and father talking in like a nearby room. And then you see the curtain part, and your father comes walking in with your mother behind him, and she's like trying to straighten her hair and make sure she looks presentable. She's probably like picking off bits of dirt or dust off of the clothes that she's wearing.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Clean
Probably.
herself.
Yeah. And then walks in, sees
Mhm.
you, and lights up immediately. Rushes over to give you like a hug. Let's see.
Is she still in winter mode, or I guess she would be because she's been.
Yeah, she's been a
through
little
a lot.
down. We'll just use this token here for hers. And she like rushes over and gives you a hug. And you could tell she was she's a little depressed, but as soon as she sees you, she lights up. But she's still in winter mode, so it's probably kind of odd.
She's still got tears flowing down her face, but
Yeah.
are they tears of sadness or tears of joy?
Yeah. And yeah, I guess what would she look like, Orilyn? I'll let you describe her. It's your family.
I don't think I ever actually described her. She looks like a more mature version of Orilyn. But her winter appearance has more, like, it's got actual winter berries in it, whereas Orilyn's is just dead branches.
Okay.
I don't think Orilyn had berries. Let me pull up the picture just a second.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is there any difference with how she looks now with how Orilyn assumed she'd look?
She probably looks a bit more tired and maybe even older. Maybe there's like slight bags under her eyes. Now, Eladrin, I think they age really slowly, right? So
Yeah,
very
they
long
live for a
lives.
while.
Yeah.
It'd be like very slight change. But it's perceptible to you. I mean, you would know what to look for more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, so when Orilyn left, her mother was also in winter mode, so it's like her mother never never changed back to her normal self. So that's not surprising, but I think, yeah, Orilyn might notice that she's not as well nourished as they used to be.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah. She kind of seems like maybe she hasn't really been taking care of herself that well.
Mother, have you not been eating?
Oh, I've just I've been busy with everything going on, and food is sort of hard to come by here. I'm fine, really. Would you like something?
No,
Yeah. And she is like,
I had a
squeeze-
big breakfast actually.
Yeah, she like she's not even listening to you. She's just hugging you tight, and she's like kissing you on the forehead and all that stuff. Like she
Yeah.
hasn't seen you in ages.
Orilyn's tolerating it like she used to before she left.
Yeah. Where have you been? What? How have you been? How did you get here?
It's a long story, and I am here with the help of all my friends, and she will indicate everybody. And I've been with them, doing what my little Boron told me to do. But why don't we sit down and I can wait? Where are my brothers?
Yeah, her and your father kind of exchange sort of grim looks. And she says, "Well, we haven't heard from Rowena or Xandrian since." And she just kind of pauses, and then she says, "Well, and your oldest brother, well, we heard that they were taken."
Taken?
Yeah, she nods. By
Who?
these liars before we arrived.
Did they?
Your father, like,
If we see them,
just
if we
shakes his head.
see who took him, make sure you point them out.
Yeah, she nods.
Do either of them seem to recognize the cloak that she's wearing?
The cloak that you're wearing, the one like emblazoned with your family crest or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they probably seem like they recognize it, but it's like normal for you to be wearing it.
Well, she didn't leave with one, is the thing.
Oh, you. Oh, okay.
I think her mom knew exactly what was in her pack because her mom helped her pack.
Okay. So yeah.
This is the one you found in the Feywild, right?
This is the one that Cleus had.
Right.
Oh.
That she pulled off of Cleus, pulled out of the pile of things that Cleus left behind when he got turned to ash.
Yeah, so you guys are talking. Maybe she like lifts up the edge of it and to like look underneath. And she says, "Huh, where did you get this? This is different."
That's actually part of the story. Where to begin?
Cleus.
Actually, first, how about Father? Let's continue this story, and she'll pull out the lightning rod again and say, I found this amazing weapon. Do you want to have a look, Mother?"
Of course.
Right, and Father, you asked how I got it. So, a funny thing that is, I was traveling with some of my companions here. Some of the others aren't with us anymore, and we found new ones. But these guys in these weird blue metal armor came and they gave it to me, and they said that I was of the blood, and only those of the blood can use it.
Yeah, your mom's listening to you, but she keeps looking at the cloak, and she's like, "Wait a second," and she kind of looks at your dad, and she goes, "Hola, hola, this is ours." And he says, "What do you mean?" She says, "This is the cloak that belonged to us after she left. How did you get this?" She says to you.
Does she not take the rod at all?
She's distracted by the cloak right now.
Yeah.
So she asks, like, how did you get this?
Well, you know how I said that some of our companions that were with us before aren't with us now? Well, this belonged to one of our companions.
And she shakes her head no. No, darling, this belonged to us. It was stolen. And she says, right, right, honey, wasn't it? And he nods. That satyr, he says. And she goes, oh, right, it was stolen by a satyr. Mischievous little twerp.
Did you know its name?
I don't think they did.
Did it look like this? And she's gonna cast prestidigitation to make a little tiny figure of Cleus in the palm of her hand.
Yeah, they both nod. That's the one.
Yeah, I got it from him.
Certainly explains a lot.
Yeah, they kind of look at each other. Huh. Small world. He steals it from us and happens to run into you?
Yeah, and he was even coming back to the Feywild to help us with our quests.
What do you mean he was coming back?
We found him in the place where they're from, and she indicates Odayn and Abachai and Vash and Ishu. She doesn't know where Lyram's from, so she doesn't know if she should indicate him or not.
Yeah. Yeah, they both kind of look at each other, and she says, what do you mean? What happened? Did he change his mind? And your dad goes, probably afraid to face us after stealing.
How about, maybe I should start from the beginning. She's still holding the rod out to her mother.
Yeah, she grabs she'll grab the handle and take a look at it while you're talking.
Yeah. But before I do, why don't you tell me what you know about him? And then when we get to him in my story, I will tell you what I know about him.
All right. Let me ask Cleus what else they might have known about him. I don't know if they knew much else.
I guess more like, how did he come to steal it from them and get away is more of what she's asking.
Mm-hmm. Cleus, How did you come to steal it?
I don't know.
You want me to just make it up? All right, I can do that.
No, he was stealing to try to get money and goods from them to give to the common people, and got caught.
Yeah, okay.
Feywilds.
Okay. Yeah, he's your dad says, from what I understand, he targeted noble families. Felt like maybe they had more than others, wanted to put things more on an even playing field.
Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds like Clayus.
He says, I think
Sounds
it-
like a worthy cause.
Yeah, he says, I think it was just circumstance that we happened to see him running away from the house.
He did that at the end too.
At the end, he says, like, with a question. Yeah.
Well, it's good to know he didn't kill anyone to get it. Do you want it back?
Not that you know of.
Well, yeah, not that she knows of.
No, she shakes her head no, and she's, no, I think it's fitting that you have it.
Has she still resisted touching the rod?
No, she grabbed it.
She did? Okay.
Yeah, she grabbed it, and she's kind of like looking at it and studying it in her hand. Eventually,
Cool.
she hands it back, and she says, so what's it do? Is this what's...
Orilyn looks at her like, well, you obviously weren't listening.
She's like, okay, yeah. You mentioned the blood and all that stuff. Sorry. There's like a lot of different things trying to
Yeah.
So she
Yeah,
says,
I know.
She says, how's this going to help get Oberon back?
Oh, it's not. To be honest with you, I was just testing. Because, it only works on those of the blood. If you want to see what it does, she'll look at... Yeah, she will look on Keat.
Keat looks back at you like...
On Keat and Sha'ah, she will look at.
Quirks her eyebrow, and she says, what?
Why don't you try holding it?
She turns her head to the side and she goes, oh, well, I don't know if that's a great idea. I don't really feel like being hurt right now. What about you, Sha'ah?
Wait, what?
You're
She hasn't
trying-
explained what happens.
Oh, okay. Well, fine then. She'll
Yeah, I said only people
I was
with the
like,
blood
oh,
can hold
liar.
it.
Yeah, only people with the
Yeah.
blood can hold it. Okay.
But I didn't say that it damages them, just that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that something is gonna happen. It kind of seems like, right? Or like what? She's
well-
just gonna think she can't pick it up or something. Like it's
Maybe
maybe
like sword and stone type thing.
Yeah, maybe it's like Thor's
Yeah.
hammer or something, where it's like really
Maybe
heavy.
she could put her hand on it, but she can't take it off of somebody, like take it away from somebody's hands or pick
Alright.
it up or something.
Yeah, so she'll apprehensively reach out her hand, not knowing what to expect,
Mhm.
and grab hold of it. You want to roll damage on her? I guess she
Yes.
gets a con save,
Um,
I think.
How much does it do again? Just
Link
okay.
the rod of racism.
Yeah, it's the rod of racism is what you guys were calling it.
Okay, so if I'm not actively using it as a weapon, it's 2d6 lightning.
What's the con? Or is there a con save?
Is there a save or something?
I think there is a save if you're going to touch it, but I wasn't expecting to have to remember that when I put it in my information, so I apparently did. Let me see if I put it in my other note. I do not
I guess
have...
it's not really the rod of racism if it's targeting a specific family. I figured it just meant elves.
I mean, we don't know that it doesn't just mean elves.
I
Like-
thought it
Yeah,
was just
it's
elves.
true.
I mean, they were and they were holding it before they gave it to her. So
Yeah.
We still don't know if that means that Anki isn't an Eladrin.
Anki
Well,
is a
she hasn't
satyr,
grabbed
isn't
it yet. She grabs it and she gets shocked, right?
Oh, is
she's a-
Anki a satyr? I
yeah,
thought she was
she-
an Eladrin.
Yeah, Anki.
Yeah,
Let me make here. I'll
There
show
we
you.
go.
I'll show you her token again. That's Anki. She is
she?
definitely a satyr.
I don't have in my notes what the save would be if they're trying to grab it.
Let's just make it a DC 14 con save.
Okay.
She fails, and it's for half. It's if you
Yeah.
save, you take half. So it's 2d6 lightning. You can roll the damage.
Yeah, 2d6.
Okay.
Good first impression on our host.
Yeah. So she grabs it, and there's a crackle of lightning around it, and she kind of like screams out in pain and shock, and drops it, and it falls to the ground. It doesn't break or anything.
Yeah. Orilyn
And she
will
gives
quickly-
you an irritated look.
Orilyn will quickly move to touch her and cast cure wounds on her after.
Okay, so you heal the damage she took, but she's still pissed off, right? Like,
I don't think Vash would have said that if I'd have remembered that she was a satyr, not an Eladrin.
Fair enough.
Whoops.
Oh, it wasn't a prank show. It was showing everybody what it does to people who aren't
Was that really
of the
necessary?
blood.
You could have just told us. I'm sure we would believe you.
Shouldn't use people as test dummies, Orilyn. It's not right.
You see, like as she drops it, some of the lightning energy kind of like crackles through her and along the staff that she's holding.
Really?
Wait, did she absorb the lightning energy?
I
Is
mean,
that
you don't know
what the resistance
you,
was?
you don't know what that was. Yeah.
Orilyn will
Absorb
go and
elements.
pick it up and put it back in her bag. I guess I was just doing what they did to us when we met them. So she'll go on to explain the elves in blue armor and the stuff about the lightning rod and all the stuff that happened like when she went with them.
Mm-hmm. So like Oberon, what happened to Oberon and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You tell them about the orb and everything.
Well, I think Odayn already said something about the orb when he was saying his stuff for getting out of the dome, wasn't he? The dome shield?
Mentioned it and patted his belly or his chest, yeah.
Yeah. And I think her father was there when that happened.
Did he say that I said that we were going to revive Oberon? We didn't say anything about the orb.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I remember you patting your chest at the least.
Yeah, I thought you did. I think she would look at Odayn before she got to that part and see if he seemed like opposed to her bringing it up or not.
Okay.
More for because she's here, or Anki is here. If it was just her parents in the party, she wouldn't. She wouldn't.
So you're giving Odayn a look. You're trying to ask for his permission with a look without just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage, and Odayn make an insight check. It should
Check.
make it a little, okay, 13.
This is why you work out code words in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
She's
okay.
also like patting her chest area or something, wherever she thinks the orb is in him.
Yeah, Odayn, you get the gist of it, of what she's trying to say.
Do you want me to tell them, Orilyn, or do you just not want to tell them yourself?
Is Odayn asking that, or is that out of character?
Odayn's asking that.
Odayn, okay. No, I just wanted to make sure it was okay. And she'll go on to tell them about the orb then.
Okay, yeah, so you tell him about the orb.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom goes, "Where is this orb?" No, she doesn't do that.
Firebolt.
Yeah. No, they just kind of nod. And maybe even their body language towards Odayn's changes slightly.
Mhm.
Becomes more.
I mean, her father did do that.
Yeah.
The hand grip test thing.
Yeah. Now that
How
he
does Laura look at this reveal? Is she mad or okay? Or
she's okay, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Like she's trusting that Orilyn knows what she's doing. Wow, we got a storm here too now, Wolf. So I guess we both have storms. I'm just hearing lightning and thunder go crazy.
It's just the end of the world. It's fine.
We have rain here, or I do at least.
I'm hearing thunder outside. I don't know if it's raining or not, but I just heard it thundering.
That's what I got too. Rain, thunder, and lots of wind.
It's weird because it was like bright and sunny right before we started. So.
Same here.
Are we in the
like
same
20 minutes before?
Are we in the same part of the country? Are you guys?
No, not even close.
No. Okay. It's weird. All right. Well, anyways. So yeah. Melora's just like following Orilyn's lead. It's like she trusts Orilyn to make the right call here.
So when she finishes telling the story of like the elves in blue armor she met and the what happened to Oberon, she'll say, "But I know he's not truly dead." And she goes on to explain all of the instances where she's felt his presence and how he gave her the bow, which she will proudly show them.
Yeah, they admire it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, oh wow, this is great. He gave you such an incredible gift, and all this stuff. And when you're talking about the guys in the blue armor, they do mention that they had seen them a few times since they've been here. It's been a while.
You've seen people in blue armor. Have they done anything to hurt people or help, or are they just doing their own thing? Did you meet any of them?
Your dad says we tried to stay away from them. They didn't seem to hurt anyone, but also didn't appear willing to help. I spoke to some of the others who had. He kind of like gestured his head side to side, met with them. They seem to be. Well, from what they were saying, they were from the Feydark, but like a different Feydark. It didn't match with the one we had known.
Have they taken blood from anybody?
Yeah, they both shake their head no. No, we hadn't heard.
Did anyone mysteriously forget the encounters?
And they kind of like quirk their head to the side, and then the mother says, "What about that first Eladrin that ran in with them? There was something weird that happened there, right?" And the father goes, "Yes, someone watching saw a flash, and they didn't seem to recall." And then, and then
I forgot there was a flash.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was.
I
it
was like,
was-
no, I think we made this joke before.
yeah, it was like the Men in Black thing.
Uh,
yeah. And the other one says they had another run-in with them after that. They seemed not threatening, but stern, from what I understand, from what the others were saying. And they offered to bring a few with them. They didn't take blood from anyone. But I believe a few went down into the ground with them at some point, or the others who had gone into the Feydark were looking for them, if I understand correctly.
I see. Orilyn is not, with that response, not going to tell her parents that they have that these people have some of Orilyn's blood.
Yeah, they got what they needed from your blood.
Yeah, apparently.
I assume you mentioned that they tried to arrest Oberon or like take him.
Yeah, she does describe that. She describes the stuff about Oberon and like what happened to him and how she knows he's not truly dead. Like the key parts that she knows her parents as warlocks of Oberon would also want to know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, whatever happens to him affects them as well. So she makes sure to go into more detail other than the personal stuff.
Yeah, they're both kind of sort of baffled and perplexed by the whole circumstance. They're saying things like, why would they want to take him with them? For what purpose? Did they try to hurt him at all? Like, there's all this stuff. And yeah, they don't seem to understand what was happening there.
I don't think Orilyn really understood what was happening there either. To be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
I'm trying to find my note for that one just to see.
Do you remember what sort of like killed his body after he gave you the
beetles? Gold. I think it was gold beetles, but I'm gonna double check.
I think it was. Yeah.
Upon entering the place the creatures had come from, they showed me strange contraption. We saw brains with legs. In the Feywilds, and creatures with tentacles on their faces, taking people out of their homes in chains. I tried to help, but they put their hands on my shoulder and shook their head no and indicated keeping going to Oberon's place. A strange golden beetle came out of his nose and crawled up his face and then back into his head by climbing in under his eye. I tried to use holy water. I dumped holy water on his head, hoping it would make the beetle leave, and it didn't work. They said, Oberon, you have been judged a deserter by the council. How do you plead? And I tried to defend him from them, like standing in front of him and telling them that I asked them to help him, not accuse him. And then he spoke to me about stuff, and then reached into his chest and pulled out the orb. And a lot of gold beetles were inside him. When the orb came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he teleported me away when I took it.
Yeah, I think the beetles like sort of overtaken him. Maybe he went limp before, like right after putting stuff in place to get you away with the orb. Yeah, so the context of what all was going on seems kind of complicated. Were they in charge of these beetles? We don't really know. they seemed like they were there for a different purpose. Like they weren't interfering with whatever the mind flayers were doing. They wanted to take him with them to face some kind of judgment for crime of desertion, whatever that means.
Wish we'd have heard
Yeah.
what the council was. Council of Wrath?
Oh no, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's
I
not the
know.
same thing. Yeah.
But it would still be useful to know the name of the council.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't say specifically what council, so.
Yeah, they weren't.
Ask Oberon.
They weren't. Yeah, you can ask Oberon, right? Or they weren't trying to air their dirty laundry, kind of thing. Like, you know, they weren't trying to like. They weren't thinking, let's make sure Orilyn gets away with all our information. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of trying to make sure to keep some things.
If I remember right, Orilyn had to try to be like very persuasive to get them to even give her the lightning rod and tell her what she did learn from them.
Yeah.
They were not very.
They were just using you to get your blood.
Information.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
to get to him, basically. Yeah. Yeah, so you tell your family about all this stuff, and they're confused. I mean, they're concerned about like Oberon and what happened, and there's even some like hope that maybe he did this for a reason, like it was like maybe it was like a 4D chess move by him to make sure to get out of both these situations, the mind flayers and whatever these guys wanted. And so he did the only thing he could do, which was like giving you the orb, and in hopes that like he can bring him back later and everything would be returned to like normal, quote unquote normal in the Feywild.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody really knows like who these guys in the machines are. They've just seen them since a couple times, and it's been a long time since they've seen them. Like it was earlier on that they saw them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah. When they're done talking about Oberon and all that stuff, I think Orilyn would go into describing from start to finish. Like, she went to see Oberon in the palace to get her mission, went through this awful, creepy, fleshy tunnel, got attacked by people, but managed to persuade them she was not intending them harm, and then from there met Odayn and Vash, Ishu. She basically goes into, it describes like all of the friends that she made and like stuff that they did.
Yeah.
Not as much detail as she did when she was talking about the people in blue armor and Oberon. But she wants to explain to them basically like, here's what I've done so far. These are my friends. This is why you could trust them, because they've done all these cool things.
Yeah. And they're certainly happy to hear about your exploits and that you've been spreading Oberon's influence. And they're particularly interested in all your little projects, right? Like if you mentioned Temetry and like all the various times you've like recruited people, right? Or at least tried to. The folks you saved in the name of Oberon. Like,
yeah. When she's describing Timothy, she'll be like, and if you thought I was a child before I left, you should have met him.
Yeah.
But now he's a tree, and actually once we save the Feywilds, I actually need to retrieve him. He's back at the inn.
Yeah, they nod. Well, hopefully once we get things back to normal here, he'll be a good addition.
They may notice she doesn't say as many nice things about Vash.
Here, I'll give him an insight check.
She will try to be nice about it though. She will say like he does some questionable things, but he's yeah, and he complains a lot. But he's here in the Feywilds, even though he didn't want to come to help us. So there's good
No, I
in
can
him.
hear this explanation, right?
I'm just making sure they're aware of your personality.
Right. You do that.
You don't want any surprises, right?
Yeah, they kind of nod and they both kind of give Vash a look.
She will also go into a little more detail with when she got bit by the wereshark. And then how when they got back to the inn, Avichai and I don't remember if it was Fee or Vash who helped Avichai save Orilyn.
It was Serafina.
Oh, Serafina. Okay. Yeah. So she will make sure that they know that Avichai has saved her life from the flesh.
Yeah. Your mom hugs Avichai, and you can tell he's sort of like uncomfortable being hugged. But he goes along with it, and he like smiles and nods, and he's like, "I was happy to do it," or whatever. And yeah, they're like, thank you, and all that stuff. And they say something about how long it took them to figure out how to cure it, and that they had someone who could do it, but as soon as they figured out how to do it, like they had one person here that could cast remove curse. As soon as they figured out how to do it, the next time the liars came, that was the person they took. And so now they don't really have like a way to cure it, but they're glad that you guys have someone here who can.
Yeah.
And they do mention that like the only ways around it that they've found are some of the survivors who are more tied to the wild nature of the Feywild have found ways to sort of live amongst it, but it's been taxing on them, like mentally and physically taxing. And
I don't know if
Go
would
ahead.
Avichai describe to them, because he was the one who figured it out, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he can cast remove curse because he's a cleric.
But he also figured out that we needed the lesser restoration as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Would he describe to them what has to be done? Maybe more people can learn?
Yeah, I mean, he would have to teach them the spell remove curse, and they'd have to be able to cast it. But presumably, yeah, he could explain how mechanically it's supposed to work, right?
Technically, Orilyn's parents, if I don't know what level you decided to actually make them, but they can learn remove curse as well.
If they still have powers.
If they still have the warlock spells from Oberon, because the Archfey grants you access to remove curse. It's a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
So
I kind of do like the idea.
I don't know what level we get that at.
I like the idea
usually
that they don't have access to their powers. Like that their powers haven't worked since everything happened. I kind of like that.
That probably made things even worse for them all this time. No.
Yeah. I wonder which Archfey, or any Archfey that the leader, I forget her name, the centaur follows, because she still has her powers.
Ankit the satyr.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know that she's a warlock.
Fuck.
Right? Like she could be a wizard.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Wizards draw their power from their knowledge.
Or a sorcerer.
Yeah. Or a sorcerer. It could be like a bloodline thing. Yeah. Yeah. I think if you probe, Ankit will tell you that she draws her power from knowing how magic works.
I have a quick question. When Orilyn handed Ankit the lightning rod, Sha'ah said something else after.
Oh, what?
I don't know if you caught that.
I didn't see it. No. It's kind of.
You had to point that out, huh?
I want to know how she would have responded.
What did Sha'ah say? What kind of prank? I had a different rod she could touch. Okay. Okay, Sha'ah. Let's see here.
Sorry, I was just going through
muzzle their
reading
dog.
stuff and I saw that.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. I think she just tries to bonk you with the staff. Sha'ah in response to that. Does a 15 hit?
No, but Sha'ah while she tries to hit Sha'ah tries to grab the rod that she has and then tries to pull it closer to him so that their face will meet
Her
next.
staff?
Oh, her staff, yeah. Grabs it close.
So she goes to swing the staff and you like catch it and try to pull her close.
Yeah.
This is gonna get weird. All right. Let me see here. Oh boy.
And this is how we know she's like a mind flayer or something.
Yeah, did she chant the words to the
To blights. To the blight
yeah.
spell.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to think, are there any differences in the way that different classes cast spells?
I mean, not really. Like Blight,
Focuses, but not really.
yeah, Blight has verbal somatic components, so she would presumably have to chant and trace a rune in the air or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But none of you have cast a spell, Blight. Does anybody know the Blight spell?
Yeah.
I think
Blight's a
Orilyn.
druid spell.
Oh, I thought
It's a
Orilyn.
druid spell. I mean,
I think I cast it once. Oh.
you could make an Arcana check and see if you recognize it, just because she cast it in a different way, I guess.
Well, she said. I mean, she basically described what it does.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So you probably would
don't even need
recognize
to.
it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess we'll do a contested grapple. Because you know that's basically what you've done is you try to grapple her.
Yeah.
And pull her close. So make an athletics check. And I guess it will be against her athletics or acrobatics.
Yikes.
Okay. All right. Well, the good news is she has a plus 0. So.
Hopefully, one. Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So you grab the staff and you try to pull her close, and she just yanks it out of your hand. And then she kind of like huffs and like walks away from you.
Oh. Sha'ah like kneels with both of his front feet in sadness. Like he's like, "Where are you going?"
Jesus.
Yeah, she's like, don't play nice now. She makes like a snide comment or something. She walks to the other side of the room. But she still stays there. It's like while you guys are doing all this stuff.
Right, you could carry on with the family. I have nothing.
All right. So what were we talking
Dan also
about?
asked if there was anything in the chest. I guess he started going through it.
Oh, okay. Only goes we're just through the
And
chest to
wait,
see what's in there.
for record, do we have one chest or two chests? Because I keep getting confused.
You had two, but the dragon was carrying one of them. And then the
Right.
dragon disappeared and dropped it, and it teleported with you guys. Odayn was carrying one of the chests. Was the other one being carried by somebody?
I mean, we wouldn't have left it at the teleporter, so I
Yeah.
guess Yeah.
The problem is going to be
I
like
mean-
carrying around these giant chests forever.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to have to leave it somewhere eventually.
I would have gotten Avachai to help me carry it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I'm so strong.
Okay. You can do that. All right. So if you're going to start rummaging through the chests, I mean, what we're probably going to have you do is make another loot. I think that's what we were doing. I was basically treating the chests like an extra looting. I think they were full of gold. Is that right? They were full of.
You had us roll like a
Lyram is,
D1000 for
willing
gold
to help
and then a
loot one of the chests. He's
D100
okay
for the
helping
magic
out.
table.
What, Tim? What were you trying to say?
I'm willing to help with the looting. I can help out with that.
All right. All right. So roll your D1000 for gold that's in the chest. And then I need to find that.
Here, I'll give it. I was just pulling it up because I figured you might need it again.
Yeah, I guess I didn't save it. I don't.
Yeah, I'd bookmark it.
I thought I did.
That's what I did.
Let me check my. No, maybe I didn't. Can you repost it? There it is. Okay. I will bookmark.
I think you were using the original table from the book to figure out which table you then. So it was two D100s. It was D100 and then D100.
All right. All right. Let me get the book out.
And I guess if we're going to rummage, Vash will rummage through the other one.
Yeah. All right. So 782 gold. Yeah, let me go to my tables here. There we go. All right. Odayn, roll me 2 D100, please. Two and a 72. Oh. Oh, buddy.
It's not good news.
No, 2 is not good. 72. Yikes. You get a spell scroll of. It's not a very good one. It's a first level spell. Let me decide what spell it is. Come on, load. Let's see here. It's a spell scroll of Gust.
Wait, Gust is a cantrip.
Why did it come
Right?
up as a... Oh, it's because I'm clicked... Okay, never mind. Hang on. Okay. It's a spell scroll of Featherfall. That actually might be more useful, potentially.
Nice. Do I also find that other thing that I...
Yes, the ring. Yes. All right. And Wolf, do the same. D1000, 2D100. 701 gold, 39 and 5.
Roll either.
Okay, 39 and 5.
That was my character sheet.
Okay. Three. Okay. And well, that's easy. You get a potion. With it has an eyeball floating in it. It's some kind of potion bottle, and inside
And
the
I
potion bottle, you can see an eyeball floating around.
Can I roll a
try to
mind check to see
identify
what I
it?
recognize?
Go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah, anyone can. Yeah.
go for it, Tim.
I mean that's natural 3. I'm gonna say no.
Would he have advantage if I'm helping him
Eyes.
Oh yeah,
from
yeah.
a different angle? Like I'm trying to use my
Sure.
knowledge of herbs and
Sure.
crafting potions.
19. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's a potion of clairvoyance.
I'm pretty sure that's a potion of clairvoyance.
Yeah, it's a yellowish liquid, and there's like a singular eyeball that's sort of just bobbing around in it.
At this point, how long have we been here?
You guys have been in this building probably like 15, 20 minutes at least.
Okay.
Sort of hanging out and talking.
Most of this time, Lyram has probably been examining the bracers that he's gotten.
Do you know what they are yet?
I know what they are out of character, but Lyram doesn't.
Oh, okay.
So you said that we could exchange the gold for platinum, right?
Yeah, you can. If you'd rather do
Just
that.
to make so.
For weight.
After opening the chest, Vash is just like, wow, whole 70 platinum. Because we carried this massive chest for what would fit in like the corner of it in a
If
potion
I-
bottle.
Yeah, it's just
if I remember-
yeah.
Right? Orilyn had actually opened up the chest, one of the chests, and had pulled, like, that's where she got the brooch from. So perhaps that chest is the one that she already took some of the platinum from, because I have in my notes as separate from the stuff that she took, because you told her to get more. She took an additional 60 plat and 2 gold.
All right. Well, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
That
So
helps a
that's
little bit.
probably from that particular chest, and you didn't realize how empty it was when.
No worries. The chests are now consumed. You guys have no more chests. You just have money. Lots and lots
They
of
just
money.
disappear?
No, I mean they don't disappear, but there's no really reason to like carry them around anymore.
No, I
Need
meant
it if we
like
run
we
into any
can't-
more were rats.
We can't gift them to the survivors.
You can. Yeah. Hey, we have these 2 big old heavy trunks. Do you guys need these things?
Yeah.
They'll be like,
Yeah, you can store.
Sure, I guess.
We didn't notice any sort of magical qualities to the chest, right?
No.
Yeah.
Now, one of them
Well-
grows teeth and lunges at you, Vash.
Yay.
Does anyone want the scroll I found?
I'll take it.
Lyram's the only wizard who could learn, or like,
Mhm.
I mean, is it we could still use spell scrolls.
Yeah, but they're
we
consumed.
just can't learn them. It's just
Yeah.
a one-time use kind of thing.
Exactly.
I always get confused on the scroll stuff in 5e.
Yeah.
Can't remember if you have to be the class, like if you have to have it on your spell list to even use it.
No, you can cast the spell
If you're,
from a spell scroll as long as you can cast spells.
I think,
So
yeah.
it's just spellcasting
Yeah,
feature.
because
Okay.
the spell, the person who makes the scroll already puts their own magic into it. The material
Oh.
costs and magic when
Here
they
it is.
make
Any creature that
spells.
can understand a written language can read the arcane script on the scroll
Yeah.
and attempt.
I
That's
think you're
weird.
remembering rules from Pathfinder where you
Isn't-
had to be.
Yeah, isn't there a chance
Probably, yeah.
that like if someone else besides like a wizard can write it into their spell book or whatever, but other classes there's a chance that they try to cast it and nothing happens and the scroll is consumed or something like that?
I think there's a check. Yeah.
It's like an Arcana check or something you gotta make.
Yeah, like when Strongarm read that one scroll, that he ended up summoning a
Everything
dragon
bad.
instead of whatever it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
God, I love natural ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mystical Cipher. With spells in your class's spell list, you can use the action to read the scroll and cast a spell without having to provide the components. Otherwise, it's unintelligible. The spell is in your class's spell list, but of a higher level, you can normally cast. Let's make an ability check. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. That makes sense.
Spellcasting ability. Okay. Yeah. So people who are spellcasters are automatically a little bit better at it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Dane's gonna be like, "Oh, statue, you're still here."
Yes.
Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. You didn't want to. Yeah, sure. You can take the scroll. Can I just ask, are you following us for any particular reason?
For any particular reason?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's in the same
that your
boat we are.
Kind of.
Well, we're
Right
we're
now.
trying to revive Oberon. We don't know too much about the statue other than he's looking
Oh,
for
are you
music and
meaning-
magic.
Are you meaning like, is Odayn asking him that to see if it would be worth giving him the scroll?
Or no, Daniel wants to know
Is that-
what it is he wants to do.
It does seem like
Uh,
I
a
explained what I
particular
wanted to do.
road might not
You
be the
seemed-
the easiest route.
Go ahead, Tim.
You seemed bored of my explanation.
What? Sorry, I missed that. Say that again.
I explained what I was looking for, and you seemed bored by my explanation. Music and magic.
So you're looking for
Quite similar if you think about it.
So you're looking for musicians?
No.
So you're looking for magicians?
No. What is it that you're looking for?
Well, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this hour-long discussion, but we've been trying to revive Oberon.
Ah. The Green Lord. I've heard about him.
Oh, what have you heard?
That you're trying to revive him. Aren't you paying attention?
Oh, Dane's
This
like, I have no
conversation is
idea what
awkward.
to do. Okay, fine. Here, take a scroll.
You know, you could really tend to use on your social. You could really tend to work on your social skills. They're lacking. And he walks off with the scroll.
Our most social person just got told he's not social enough.
Oh God! I like
Okay, so he just walked off with the scroll. All right. Well, hopefully that will appease him.
Yeah.
There's some magic scroll for him. And then he turns to Melora. Melora, look at this cool ring I found. It looks kind of weird. It looks like a brain.
Yeah, she looks at it. A brain. That seems kind of odd. Do you know what it does?
No, but I can maybe play around with it a little later. I wonder what Ubermao used it for.
Yeah, she nods. That's curious.
He puts it on his fingers and just like throws it off.
Yeah. There's like when you go to put it on, there's like a moment where Melora's like, "Are you sure you?" And then you just put it on. There's like an awkward silence, like maybe she's expecting you to explode or something. Nothing happens.
Or start turning into one of those things.
Yeah.
I give up trying to get him to be careful a long time ago.
Odayn probably waits for 5 seconds to see if anything happens. And he's like, It looks fine. Looks safe.
Perfect way to test it.
You know what, Vash? I'm sick of your condescending tone.
Yeah,
And-
Orilyn pauses her conversation with her parents to look like, what's going on?
You're the one who just tried to free a prisoner, and you said it didn't work out. What exactly happened? I think now is the best time, better time than any, to explain what happened down there.
Oh yeah, because a lot has changed. We're still in the same damn company.
You do seem very condescending to me. You seem to think that you're better than everyone else. In reality, you're not better than everyone else, like I am.
I am.
Did he walk back in the room? Just
Good
say
to
that?
know.
He was kind of
Statue.
standing in the doorway.
Quite good to know.
So while you guys are sitting here making snide remarks at each other, you hear some commotion
Yeah.
outside. It sounds like
Oh man.
a crowd of people running by the place. They don't stop at the tree that you're in or anything, but you hear like a crowd of people running by, and a few of them are shouting, and they're shouting, "Get to your hiding places, and forces are on their way, falling back to the ring now." You know, they're shouting stuff like that, and they keep on running through, and they're shouting it to everyone who can hear. Orlyn's parents and Ankit both stand up immediately and like take a look out at the people running by. They both look like they all kind of look like they're on alert now, hearing this. What do you guys do while they're checking things out?
Don't suppose we've had a short rest in the walk and the loot.
It hasn't been an hour. So
Okay.
Wait, Orilyn went through and told basically her entire journey in how many minutes?
I said like 20, 30 minutes is what I said when you guys had looted the chests, I think. Now
Oh, wow. Okay.
you can't rest while you're traveling.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not really a thing. So like you have to sit down and take a break for an hour in order to get a long rest. So that's how the rules work, unfortunately.
Then I am chugging a potion.
Okay, go for
Because
it.
whatever the screams are for, they're not for a party.
Yeah.
Once I remember what this potion does.
Okay.
Can't remember how many dice. 44 plus 4.
When all this is going on, Orilyn's gonna say, "We didn't have time to plan."
Not as much as I was hoping.
Yeah. Anki comes away from the window and she says,
Yeah.
she goes, they're sending we call them enforcers. Well, the good news is it sounds like they're probably alone. We should either... And she looks to Orlyn's parents and she says, you two should either hide or fall back to the ring.
What do these enforcers do? They here to grab more people?
She nods. It's likely. They enforce the bidding of these liars.
Can I see anything from where I'm standing in the doorway?
Make a perception check. Yeah, you do. Just like it's coming from further down the path that sort of leads to this grove that you guys are sort of in, and it kind of flows. The path kind of like flows through the grove, and it's away from where it's the opposite direction of the ring that you guys just came from. And off in that direction, you can see two large. You're getting like the silhouettes because everything's kind of like red and sort of like dark. But you have dark vision stuff. You see like two silhouettes of these two large like humanoid figures. that are walking towards you all. They're quite big and bulky, and they don't seem to be like carrying any weapons that you can tell from this distance. But they're quite a ways away.
So how far away is quite far?
Oh god.
We're talking like, I mean, more than probably 1,000 feet. Like they're not very close at all yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it might even be like past the limits of your dark vision or whatever, but that's fine. There is some light. Like some of the plants are glowing, actually. Like you look out, and maybe you didn't notice it when you guys came in, or it's like some kind of a response to these things' presence. Some of the like flesh plants that are sort of growing around the area, when you look out the window, they're starting to like, grow these bulbs that are sort of like glowing and emitting light kind of around them. And that's probably what helps you see them, is there's more of those things kind of off in the distance. And there's some that are probably behind these things and sort of like giving them like a silhouette as they're walking.
Right. Does
through.
this door open in or out?
The door, I'm going to say, opens in.
Okay. I'll close the door and put the immovable rod barring it and activate the rod.
Okay. You close the door, you bar it with the immovable rod. How big is the immovable rod?
I think it's 4 feet
me-
in the description.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So it should be.
I could be wildly wrong. So
Yeah, it should be sufficient to like bar a door, though. Yeah. So you get this wooden door. You close it and put the immovable rod in there.
And I'll look to the group and say they're about 1,000 feet out.
On
Looks like
Keat,
there are 2 of them.
yeah. On Keat, her staff glows and her eyes sort of like flare up with light for a moment, and she seems to be somewhere else for a moment or two before her eyes go back to normal. And she says, I really should fall back to the ring, make sure they're prepared. If they're moving towards that, they could be trying to cause a fuss.
We can help
Hold
them.
One person at a time.
Is there any way we can help you?
She says, do you think you could hold them back?
We could always just kill them.
Yeah, she goes,
What
that's an
the
option.
statute says.
That's an
or I'm
option.
feeling spry.
Yeah. She's like, that's an option too. If you think you could take them, it's not going to be an easy fight.
We'll see about that.
All right. She turns to your parents and says, perhaps it's best for you just to hide here, or you can come along with me to the ring if you like. And she sort of looks at Orilyn like, what do you think?
When when we first started hearing stuff and everybody stood up, Orilyn pulled out the alchemy jug from her bag of holding and shoved it into her mother's arms. This was, I guess, right after Anki told them that they should probably hide. And Orilyn would have said, just in case, to keep yourselves nourished, you should hide.
Yeah, she nods and takes the jug and kind of looks at it. Or maybe she's never seen one before. But it's basically like a big ceramic jug with all these different cork openings in it, right? Isn't that how?
Yeah. If her mom looks confused, she'll say, the one that stole the cloak, he would say, was it mayonnaise to it, and it would make mayonnaise, and I think it makes other things too.
We just been using the mayonnaise setting.
I don't think he ever summoned water with it, did he?
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I don't even know if you
Just
can.
mayo. But Yeah, that's all she'll say. Because I
I-
don't think she ever actually properly played with it.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
think she had time.
Yeah, there's kind of like a
Um,
mayonnaise. They take the jug. So you're telling him to hide here, hunker down with this alchemy jug.
yeah, make sure they're fed. She's worried that they're not eating him though.
Yeah.
Okay. You better stay here with him, at least until you can actually do something.
Who are you talking to?
Have a try.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he says, I'll not be hiding during a fight.
Yeah, he's got his new weapon with him.
Yeah, he holds up the mace that Odayn gave him. Lightbringer.
Oh, Jesus, it's spreading.
yeah.
The bravery.
Odayn rolls his eyes.
Let's see. Lightbringer is a glorious golden mace. And I think it emits light. Let me make sure.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, like he holds it up and like it flickers on, and like a bright light shines in the room.
Well, you'll make a fine target.
Yeah, and he says, "I can still fight." Yeah.
That's the
Have you
spirit,
tested-
Avatai.
Have you tested your spells? Do you think you could heal yourself or something? Just to see if anything's changed.
You can try if you want to have him heal himself.
Anything's
Yeah,
changed in the last hour?
I see the stuff
Well-
that he had toggled like healing word. I could try healing word
Yeah.
on
Well-
himself.
Well, we did just kill Death, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that had affected something.
Yeah,
And an hour is
maybe-
enough time for that to change.
I mean,
You never know.
destroying an Arcana is a big thing.
Time can work
Yeah, go
differently
for
in
it.
heaven too. Give it a shot.
All right. So he's gonna try casting healing word. That did not cast it.
All right. There you go.
I'm getting used to NPC things. There we
Yeah.
go. Heals himself for 7 if it works.
Yeah, it does work. So mark off the spell on his thing. Like there should be a counter there.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
got that.
And I'll. Did
And
you
I
already-
added
Okay. You
I
already-
added the 7.
So the spell goes off, and it looks a little differently. Like he chants the same words and all that stuff, but instead of his skin just sort of like stitching back together, there's probably like a bit of golden light that accompanies the spell. So maybe it looks flavorly a little bit differently, but mechanically it's the same. But there's some kind of indicator that there's a different kind of something different going on with the magic here than before.
Well, I won't argue about you joining us then.
Yeah, he like looks down at his like his holy symbol and sees the like the skull or whatever it is that represents death. And then he like just grabs a hold of it and sort of like grimaces. And I think maybe it's like a necklace or something. I forget what he was using, if it was like his shield or like a pendant or necklace. But if it's like a necklace that's still devoted to the old death, I think he just like tears it off. Like he just breaks it off his neck. Like kind of like, I'm going to use it for now, but this isn't what I'm keeping. I'm going to find a new symbol eventually. Kind of thing. And actually, I think it would make sense if like he tears it off and it breaks it. Like he grabs a hold of the skull or whatever, the Grim Reaper symbol, whatever it is. He breaks it, and we see like starting from where his hand is clenching it in a fist, the chain that's sort of like dangling off of it, like starts to turn gold, from like silver or like a pale steel color to it's like a gold color. And then he like opens his fist, and it's not even a skull anymore. It looks like a 2-dimensional depiction of like a lotus flower, like a golden lotus flower. And then he grins and he clenches his fist again, really tight, like his knuckles are white. And that's where we go to break.
Nice.
When we come back,
Nice.
we'll see what happens. Thanks for the reminder about break. All right. So get yourself something to drink, go to the bathroom, all that good stuff. We'll go to break, play a couple songs, and we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for playing players. We'll be back in a few minutes. Later. All right. I am here. Let's see. Have you guys made it back yet? I know.
Yes. Oh, I have.
I know Wolf said he might need the full 10. So. Well. While we're waiting. How's it going? You enjoying the session so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we would have more time before we got attacked, though.
Yeah.
I thought we would get a short rest at least.
I thought about giving you guys more time, but I was like, no, you gotta start throwing more combats at these guys or something. But we'll see.
Because after she was done telling her family about all of her stuff, Orilyn was gonna try and plan like what to do next time they come.
So it sounds like mom and dad are hunkering down in the house with the jug.
I'm assuming that they mentioned to her that they haven't been able to do
Yeah, they probably would.
stuff when she was talking about Oberon.
Yeah, they probably would. And yeah, it might seem
That's
odd
why
because you got
Yeah, that's the biggest reason why she would have told them to like hide.
Yeah.
Hide Doug.
Makes sense. Let's see. Ankit's run into the ring. Sha'ah, what are the green dots? Did Sha'ah give people emboldening bond?
Yes.
Yeah. And before Ankit leaves, Shaw's gonna tell her like, I hope to see you again soon, and then he gives Ankit a kiss on the hand for good luck.
Wait, does Ankit have to stay within a certain range? Because didn't you give her
Yeah.
emboldening bond too?
Unfortunately, I
For it
didn't
to
know.
work,
For it to work.
but she can still have it, and then when we meet up with her, she'll have it again.
Oh,
Okay.
So she
Like you have to be within a certain radius of any
Each
one
other.
of us, I think, right? Freddie?
Mm-hmm. 30
Okay.
feet.
Okay, so the 4 of you have it then.
So as long as we're
Yeah.
like within 30 feet of one person with a bond, it'll work.
Okay. Wolf, are you back? You're back, right? No? I thought I heard him talk a minute ago.
Sorry, I'm still here.
Okay.
Just
All
came
right.
back.
Okay, so Ankit is probably gonna hop out like a nearby window and try to get out stealthily. 'Cause,
Okay.
like on the opposite side where Tim like looked out the door and spotted these things like 1,000 feet away, just to make as she's
Mhm.
heading back to the ring. She's gonna do that. You're back, Wolf?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a window that can fit a centaur.
She's a satyr.
She's a
Satyr.
Wow.
Yeah. She's a satyr for the fourth
You thought she
time.
was a
Wrong, like,
soldier, and
3
now you think
times.
she's a
I can't-
centaur.
I don't know
He's
why. I
changing
can't figure out what her race
races.
is.
She's got satyr horns.
Yeah,
I put it in my freaking
to
notes
be-
wrong.
to be fair, like the token kind of looks like a centaur. Like I can see it. You know, I can
Okay,
kind of see
yeah.
it.
We see enough of her thighs that I think
Yeah.
it,
You can see, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like the top half of her at least kind of looks like centaurish to me. I can see it. It's not like your typical satyr, that's for sure. Right? Like it's that token.
Also, there's not
it's
usually
cool.
male or female satyrs. That's why maybe that's what's throwing me off.
Oh, I
Yeah,
found
true.
a lot of
Probably.
I found a lot of artwork for female satyrs when I went looking for
The
it.
thing is, a lot of people don't know. I don't know if I can't remember if D&D.
Ferdy
I
laughed
can't
at
remember
this.
if D&D just changed stuff, but actual satyr lore is satyrs are always born male.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fawns, which are born from a satyr and a willing mate that are born, and they're usually males as well, but sometimes they can be born females. But satyrs in actual mythological lore are always born male.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
interesting.
D&D,
That's
I
what it
think,
is.
changed it because they also got rid of fawns and all that stuff, which annoys me
Right.
because I like learning actual mythological lore.
Yeah. I didn't know. I just figured because they're a race, I went looking for it and found some stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll just use
Yeah,
that.
no,
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense with what the Greek mythology on them is for them to only be male.
mhm.
All right.
Well, in this world, they're also female.
Yes.
Yep,
all right.
apparently,
Yes.
and not as aggressive because they look like satyrs, but they act like fawns.
Yeah, I think we saw some female ones back when you guys were with Hearsome too, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you established their genders. I
Yeah,
think
maybe I didn't.
they're
Yeah.
satyrs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter. All right.
Yeah, my bad.
So she takes off to go to we'll say the ring. What are the rest of you guys doing? You still got
Do we
the
perceive her?
what?
Do we perceive her leaving? I know you said she was stealthily
Yeah,
leaving.
she's not trying to hide from you guys. She's trying to
Oh,
hide
okay.
from the things, right? So she's not really like turning invisible or like crouching down, and she's probably letting you guys know
Right.
that she's going, or at least, or something. But she's just going out the opposite side of the tree where these things were coming from to make sure she's not seen by them. And then she's gonna try to use the foliage as cover, the flesh foliage, the fleshiage, as cover while she skulks up to the ring with the other people who are trying to gonna try to, at the very least, keep them from getting there. Messing up.
Orilyn will look at everybody and ask, "What are we doing? Are we going out?
We're gonna
Are we going with
destroy.
her?"
She asked us to keep them at bay. Right?
So,
Well, yeah.
so we're
she's like-
going towards them.
She said, "Can you?" And you guys were like, "We can kill them." This is basically what you
That's
did.
Statue said that.
Yeah.
Lyram said that.
Yeah. Lyram said that. Yeah.
Well-
So
Laura, these are more or less your people, so I'll follow your lead. What do you want to do?
Wait, did you say Melora or Orilyn?
I said Orilyn.
okay.
Okay.
I heard
I thought-
Melora.
I said, well, Orilyn.
I also
Yeah, I heard
Melora.
Melora. I was like, wait, these are her people? So didn't Lyram bar the door?
Yeah, I burned
Yeah,
it.
he barred it
Rod.
with immovable rod. Yeah.
There's nothing
Okay.
stopping us from going to the rod and just pressing the
Yeah,
button.
you
Yeah.
can just press the button.
Um,
and take it.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if Lyram was wanting everybody to hide or not.
No,
Orlin
he was just
Orlin
closing
will
it.
say, "We can kill gods apparently, so why not them?"
Right.
That's
Oh,
true.
that's not a slippery slope at all. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Usual plan, run at their faces, hope we don't die. Got it.
Vash, now would be a good time to summon your bird, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be.
since I can't bring Feyre, I don't have enough time.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
look at-
Wait. No, he hasn't. Okay. I was thinking I said that I lost that out loud. I don't think Vash has yet.
No, I don't think he has.
That was
No.
the recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he just says, yeah, it would be, and then doesn't do anything.
Okay. So there's awkward silence.
How about we lure them here?
So
lure
where-
them where Orlin's
we don't
parents
wanna
are
bring
hiding?
them- We don't want to bring them to where people who can't fight are hiding.
That definitely
Oh.
sounds like one of our plans.
Well, do you want us to go a little closer, and then I can set up a hut? Maybe we can lure them to the hut.
Takes a while for you to make that hut, I think.
Takes a minute.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Oh, I thought it was 10
Thought it was
minutes.
10 minutes unless you
If-
cast it.
If I ritual
normally.
cast it, yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. We're all used to you only ritually casting it, so I don't think any of
Yeah.
us actually knows that you can cast it like
Faster.
10 minutes.
Right.
It's probably fair. I don't think you've ever done it before.
Yeah, I haven't.
Doesn't that take time?
I can make it go faster.
Oh,
How much faster?
okay.
Down to a minute.
Can I poke my head out the window to see if I see how far away they are?
Make a perception.
And can judge how long until they get to us?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just a
that's good, though.
guesstimation.
Well, if you're trying to judge how long, there might be some element of intelligence in that. So I guess you can make a perception to see if you can spot them, and then we'll talk about how long.
Okay.
Perception. Okay, you see them. They're definitely closer now. They're actually probably like, you guys have been talking for like a couple minutes. They're probably they're probably at least halfway.
So 500 feet?
At the most, yeah. So they're probably gonna
Okay.
be. They could probably be here in less than a minute.
Yeah, less than a minute, yeah.
Yeah,
Easy enough to tell.
and they're also. I don't think you need to make an intelligence check for that.
Did you
Um,
give us a description of these? Because I might have missed that.
I'm about to, because they're closer now, so
Oh,
you get a
okay.
better look at them. So they're also, one other thing you notice too is they're moving, like they're looking at you. Like you go to the window, and yeah, they're like walking on the path or whatever, but they're close enough now that they can kind of start to veer off of it a bit. They're beelining towards this tree. And here's what I'll tell you what they look like. They look like large, very large humanoids. They're kind of covered in metal. And it's the same kind of metal that you've seen before. There's like some kind of a piece on their wrist, on one of their wrists. Like the other one's a bit smaller, but one of their wrists has this large, like, it's kind of like a bracer, but there's a very large part of it that sticks off. And it's just like one chunk that sticks off on their wrist. It's not sharp or anything. It's just like a big, like a plate. The metal on them is thicker than you've seen on other things. There's a few moving pieces. There's also like a few spikes. The metal is kind of like worn. Like it looks like it could be like just aged from rust, or like there's tinges of rust on it, but it's also like soaked with flesh blood. Like you can see it's kind of smeared all over them from them just walking through the foliage. Their feet and legs are as well. They have like helmets on, like metal helmets. They could be potentially constructs. They have glowing eyes. You can't really see their mouth from this angle. They're also venting like smoke sort of around them as they walk towards you.
What color are they?
They're like
Yeah.
the metal itself is like a dark black. Like I said, there's some rust in there, and they're kind of soaked with red blood. But the metal itself is probably like a dark black, maybe even some dark gold in there too. Like it's kind of like a hodgepodge of different pieces. Like some of the like the leg, like the top of the thigh pieces and the hand pieces are like this dark gold color. Well, it looks like the spikes on the shoulders, and most of like the helmet and like shin, knee down, is all like this black kind of color. It's sort of splashed with red blood.
Do they resemble the weird metal suits that the blue elves had been in the one time?
They're bigger, probably.
Bigger than that?
Yeah, they're bigger than that. They're not like insectoid looking either. Those
Okay.
those things kind of looked like a certain bug, if I recall. Kind of.
These
They were
look like liars.
No, these look like very big humanoids. Like you can't see a face on the helmet. It's just like it's there's no tentacles drifting off of it either. But it's just like humanoid shaped. It could be human, it could be elf. There's no ears on the helmet or anything. It could be like but it's hard to tell what humanoid it's styled after, but it's got, 2 big hands, 2 big feet, a big torso, big shoulders, with like spikes on them, and then like a helmet that's sort of covering the head. They could be like it does seem like that machinery, the same kind of machinery you saw on the other liars you've been fighting, like some of the stuff that you got in your inventory.
And the wrist thing particularly.
Yeah, that stuff looks very similar. But yeah.
Whatever these things are, I don't think we've seen them before.
Well,
So we don't know what they can do. So we might want to be just a smidge careful.
but they don't know what we can do.
Can anybody
Let's
make
show
themselves
them.
visible other than Ishu?
What? What was
Um,
Well, that's reassuring.
Can anybody make themselves invisible other than Ishu?
I can make me and Vash invisible.
Only Vash?
I can make some of us visible.
Yeah, I don't think Ishu,
I-
I don't think
Nice
Ishu
to know.
answers that question.
I think I have something similar to Ishu. If I go invisible, I can still attack and won't show. We could do that and rush in, keep them away from people who can't fight back. Orilyn's like getting ready to go. She's readying her bow and
I don't have
everything
much
to
time
go
before
out.
they get here either. They're moving at a good clip.
Then we should go now, and she will
Right.
start
Ready
to
my
cast.
stuff then.
And fasten the door
Oh.
statue.
I take the rod off the door.
All right, so you guys take the rod off the door and you start to head outside.
And wait, so how are we going to put it back? Because they're hiding in here. Shouldn't we tell one of the parents to, click it back in place once we're out?
Probably.
Yeah.
Do you want to give
No,
a
I
Out of
don't think
character.
they'll leave
Vash
it
wouldn't
behind.
care.
Yeah. If Lyram is willing to leave it there, like Orilyn will say, if you leave that here, mother, father, press the button and make it so it doesn't open again.
Yeah,
Wait.
absolutely
Unless it's
not.
us.
He's like, yeah, I'm not leaving my movable rod behind, you guys. All
Well,
right.
then.
Well, good luck. We'll try to remember to close the door, at least.
Scatter some salt if you have to.
Orilyn's gonna cast Greater Invisibility on herself, and I'm really sad because Greater Invisibility doesn't have an upscale, but I have to cast it at 5th level instead of 4th.
Oh.
Oh, it doesn't have an upscale that gives another person?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
that's only normal
That's
invisibility.
only invisibility.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Dang it, both of you are invisible?
No, I tried to look in the information and accidentally clicked it. So I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
Yeah, you might want to make sure that we can actually reach him within a minute, but
Okay.
I think
But-
we can.
Oh,
But I
you're
didn't-
right. I
did-
guess Orilyn would wait until they're closer to cast it. But yeah.
So,
Odayn,
It's up to you.
go ahead, Odayn. Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw, but Odayn's gonna hold those actions and prepare to use mirror image as soon as I get close enough.
Okay. And you guys you've opened the door and you're going outside.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
you're meeting them outside, and then as soon as they get close, you're gonna turn invisible. Basically, that's the plan.
Some of us will.
Orilyn
How far
doesn't
away
want
are
to
they?
have to fight where they're at right now, just in case there's any more explosions. She doesn't trust anything that looks like it's armor, mechanical, these things because of the explosion that happened before in Five Rings. So she would be moving towards them, not just waiting.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna stand outside the door. We're going in that direction.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm about to just like pull you guys over to the map. So I don't think we're like in combat yet, but
Yeah.
I want you guys to sort of see what you're working with here, so you can kind of get the gist. 1 second here. Where'd the map go? There it is. New map. Its picture looks different on the thing. I'm not used to it. Okay. Now I think one of you is emitting light. So that may be a thing, but
That would be Avatar.
So 2 of us are emitting light.
Oh, and yeah, maybe Odayn.
How much light is Avachai emitting?
I think it's just 30 feet. It's a light spell on Lightbringer, I think. The light cantrip.
So 30 bright, 30 low?
I think that's what it is. I don't remember.
Let's look up Lightbringer.
20 bright, 20 dim.
20 bright.
This is what the light cantrip is, anyways.
It's 15.
It glows as bright as a torch when its wielder commands, so he can command it to be light or not.
Yeah, the torch is also 20/20.
Are you guys aren't trying to get their attention, right? So maybe he would have it turned off right now.
Yeah.
But if he wants to light it up, he can. It's up to Ella is playing him, right? And Odayn, you glow
I don't
15,
think he
15?
is high enough health to want to draw attention to himself.
Yeah. You might reduce it a little bit, because it says you can reduce it by 5 feet each, to a minimum of 10 feet. So I'll reduce it to 10 feet.
You gonna do 10 bright, 10 dim?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as we leave this building, so right outside the building is a main path.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
kind of
right?
like runs through the grove area. Like
What is across from the tree?
Across is more trees. You got trees on both sides of this path. So and
big living trees or just normal trees?
I mean, living, like big enough to be living trees at least. Presumably, there's other refugees or survivors staying in some of these other ones nearby, and they've fled, or maybe they're taking cover inside. Yeah, or they're just empty, right? Like, because a lot of people are dead that used to live here. So,
well, then I was going to test this to make sure before I said it, but since Vash got the feeling, he's going to say, as we go outside, I get the feeling that they can already see us.
All right.
Is that him trying to say
that
not to waste our spells?
I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to see through invisibility, but Sam mentioned that they seem to see me as soon as I stuck my head out the window. So.
Well, I said that they're coming right towards you guys,
or at least they're heading. Oh, okay. So it's not that they saw me; it's just they were heading that way.
Yeah,
towards us. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like they're making a beeline for your tree specifically. You could tell. Like, I didn't say that. I didn't say they see you. I said they're coming straight towards you. Like they're close enough to where they can veer off the path and make a straight line, and they're coming straight to this tree, like to where you're at.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But you'll see.
I'll still say it.
Here's what I'll do.
I don't know.
I'll put you guys on the map, and you're not like in the spot that you're in. We can talk about maybe like moving you guys around a little bit. I'll tell you what direction they're coming from, and we'll do that. We'll talk about that. So let's see here. Here's the map. As soon as it loads, it's probably dark because Odayn's vision is turned off, I'm guessing. Let me see. Night vision 10 feet. What's your night vision distance?
120.
20, right?
120. I don't know why it's set to 10. But it was set to 10 for some reason.
Mine's supposed to be 60, and I'm only seeing, like, there's a dark spot right here, but I'm only seeing, like, up to 40.
Oh, yeah, I see a dark spot, too.
I'm still not seeing anything as Odayn. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Should I also see Melora's?
did
or no?
Yeah, you should be able to.
I don't see Melora's either.
Let me turn her vision on. It's because it's not set up with vision. Does she have night vision? I can't remember.
Um,
I would assume she has some dark vision. Yeah.
Should say on her
yeah,
sheet.
night vision of 60 feet.
Okay, so vision, night vision, 60. Like there's light. There's also lights all over this map, so I'm not sure.
There we go. I see it now.
Yeah, but Odayn can't see anything, which is weird. Like I don't know why.
Which means the audience can't see anything, so
Yeah.
it has to be fixed.
So I'm trying to fix that. It's just
Does
really
it need
bizarre.
the dynamic lighting?
It is.
'Cause-
Like it has it.
No, do we need?
No, I
the
mean, does it
dynamic lighting,
need it?
though?
Because I feel like I could, like, because a lot of us have 60 feet
The map's not that
dark
big.
vision
yeah.
at least, and the map's not that big.
Yeah, I can just turn it off. Like it would look a lot
And they
cooler.
have these light sources, right?
Yeah,
I'm
it-
assuming that's what these
It would look a
are.
lot cooler with the light sources in the night
that's a
vision
bush.
on. Yeah, those are those
I'm
bushes
sure that's a bush.
with the
Well,
glowing.
they're putting off light for
Oh,
me.
but they're glowing. Oh, okay.
yeah.
I can't tell because I guess I have too much night vision.
So here I'll just turn dynamic lighting off, I guess, because that's weird. I don't know why it's.
Yeah,
bright.
there was only one corner of the map that I couldn't see anyways, so
For me,
like a
everything
tiny
was
corner.
dark except for around the bushes, which I thought Orilyn
Yeah, you've got
token was correct. I don't know why.
you got Devil's Sight, Vash. Is that what it is? Or
yeah.
Okay.
But you got double sight, not just dark vision.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I should have just been like, you can see
fine.
dark vision. Okay. He's a devil, guys. That's what happened. No, he's not. Okay.
Many people have guessed this already.
Yeah, he's been a devil the whole time.
Alduin will be proud.
All right. So, what we can do is we can say the things are coming from the left side of the map. So like out this way, out towards this side. And your tree we can say is like this one. So we can say that your tree is right here. So you guys can kind of move around a bit if you want to. I just kind of copied and pasted you over here without any regard.
Wait, this thing gives off light?
But yeah, the bushes give off light. I think
That
it was like
rock.
10-10 or something like that. But I mean, you know, if I'm gonna start combat, stay within like you would be able to run from that tree, right? Like don't go spreading out all over the map. Like let's be a little bit reasonable, right? Because I mean, if these guys see you come out of the tree, they might just start chasing you down and trying to kill you, right? So let's talk a little about positioning and what you guys
Would probably
are doing.
stay within 30 feet of coming out of
Yeah.
the tree.
I'm gonna beckon Ishu over towards this big rock, and we're gonna hunker.
Can I make an intelligence check to try to figure out how long it's going to take them to get here, meeting at the speed that they're moving?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I never did that.
Intelligence check.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Crit.
Vash
Okay.
doesn't need to do it.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
he's much better at that.
So presumably, let's see, from you, Lyram. Where's my measure thing? Okay, that should work. Okay. Presumably from you, they're about, I'm gonna say now they're like 300 feet away. And they're moving at a pace of about 30 feet every 6 seconds. So,
Okay.
if we do the math,
We'll be here in exactly 1 minute.
yeah, that sounds correct to me.
Checks out.
So, you know that they're going to be here in exactly 1 minute, and you crit. So you're probably right.
And you do technically have time for the dome. I don't know how well that's gonna work though.
Wait, but are So we are actually staying by the tree?
I don't know. Are you guys?
Or-
What are you doing?
I'm hiding by.
We got 30
I'm
feet of
hiding
Orilyn
at the
doesn't
rock.
want to stay there. Wait, is Sha'ah telling Orilyn to hop
I'm
on
gonna
his
give
back?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give them a check.
hop onto that rock instead.
Massive.
I'm not gonna hop onto the rock. She's
Are
hiding
you
behind it.
invisible?
All right.
Are
She's
you?
not invisible yet. She's saving it for
Oh.
when they're closer.
So you guys come running out of this tree. Some of you are climbing on the rocks. Some of you are going, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Hind.
Are you talking out loud? Vash clarifies behind. I heard somebody say they were climbing on something.
That's Orilyn on Sha'ah.
Okay.
No, he
think.
Yeah, Sha'ah suggested
Freddie
to hop on.
posted. Yeah, Sha'ah posted in the chat. Orilyn, hop on. I wasn't sure if he meant himself or the rock.
I'd like to time my stuff so that when they're 3 rounds away, I summon my or I start my blade song. When they're 2 rounds away, I summon my shadow blade, and on the round that they're 1 round away, I charge them with it.
Okay.
Can I do that?
You might see and
Believe-
dash before that point,
Well, he'll
which
still
would
be.
mess with the calculation.
Yeah, he'd still be able to figure it out. But it might end up being a little bit sooner. Yeah. Go ahead.
I believe my bow has range, and I was gonna wait until they were in range of my bow.
And then fire.
Yeah.
What's
Let
the
me double check.
what's the range?
320, and because
That's with disadvantage, though,
some-
right?
They're within range.
no, that's there's a special feature that was on the bow that
There's no
cancels disadvantage at max range.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, so they're within
Um,
range now. Then.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
Orilyn
And she
is
can push him
coming
back.
out, going
We
behind.
won't even have to deal with him.
She's like, go behind this rock and just shoot them.
Okay. You're just gonna attack them immediately. Okay. I mean, they're not. Okay. All right. That's fine. You can do that. Which one are you shooting? The one on the left or the one on the right?
I don't see anything. So
It's because they're
whichever
300.
one.
They're 300
Yeah.
feet away. So they're not on the map. I can show you what their tokens look like.
I guess if they look exactly the same, doesn't matter. She's just going for
That's
she'll
what
go
the
for
tokens
that one so she doesn't have to lean around the
Oh
rock.
wow, looks cool.
That
As,
did not come from a
far.
D&D book, did it?
No.
that looks like some Warhammer 40k crap.
It's not Warhammer either. I don't think. I think
Okay.
it
Looks pretty cool, though.
it's pretty cool, yeah.
It does.
Okay, so what are you doing, Ella? Sorry, which one are you shooting?
Yeah,
Sorry.
so she's behind this rock, trying to kind of hide behind it. So she's gonna aim at this one so she doesn't have to move out from behind the rock as far.
All right. The rock's probably about waist high. I'll give you like +2 AC while you're staying behind it.
Okay.
You're shooting.
Partial cover.
Yeah, you're shooting this one.
Yeah.
All right. Make your rolls. Uh, 20.
I'm just gonna do all 3 rolls and
Okay,
see.
20, 25, and 13. So the 20 and 25 hit. For 10, 19. Force damage.
And she will be trying to push them back as well with those.
Okay.
Keep them as far away as possible.
Are you saying both of them or just the one of them?
Just the one, and then she'll target the other one after. Like, she might swap back and forth between them.
Okay. So yeah, you fire 2
keep
shots.
running.
They hit this thing. They knock it back 20 feet.
Yep,
So
10
this,
per hit.
Total, yeah.
Nice.
So this one's at 320. This one's at 300. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and now they start sprinting toward you.
Yep.
Also,
I'm assuming we should be
they-
rolling our initiative.
they hold their wrist out to the side. They don't. First of all, they don't grunt or anything like that. They don't They don't have, you don't hear any pain or any noise, vocal noise come from them at all.
Mhm.
The blast kind of like scorches across their armor. And they both hold their wrist out to the side like a mirror image of each other, like exactly the same motion. And shink, a large blade shoots out of the wrist. Like ejects from it, and then they start sprinting toward you all.
Oh wow.
Now Ishu.
It's a fight now.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, Ishu will
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, turn you both invisible.
I think everyone's activating their
Yeah,
stuff.
but
so
Yeah,
may as
everyone.
well.
Let me pull up the initiative tracker, and I guess we'll just.
My readied action got canceled out because I saw they were in range. And
Yeah.
I shot instead.
Well, good shooting, Tex.
So yeah,
right.
Ishu will cast Greater Invisibility and Twin to hit Vash as well. Oops, that links it as me for some reason.
There it is.
Oh, they rolled a 4.
Issues initiative.
Does initiative count as an ability check?
It is an ability check, yeah.
I see issues twice.
I don't. Oh
I don't,
no, yeah, I
I
don't.
don't see one issue.
I also see agape. Like it was blank when you guys started, and now there's like agape and stuff in there.
Maybe it's
Oh,
left over
you might
from
not have
last
cleared the old
time?
ones. Yeah.
I did though.
It was clear for me when it popped up for me.
Yeah, let me clear
Maybe
the old
it's
ones.
glitching.
Vash, did you get a 22?
Yep, I got a nat 20.
All right, what did Ishu get? 20 or 6?
20.15.
Okay.
I can apply your bond to this.
I think so, yeah.
Is that
Laura
what
got-
your guys' D4s?
Laura got
Oh,
a 21.
Okay. She got 21.
Mine's
Lyram, what'd you get?
It's 13.2.
Okay. What did Ishu got? 20. Those guys got
Yeah,
4.
we're all-
What did Avachai get?
he
7?
got 7.
What'd you get, Orilyn?
I rolled a 22, and then I'm using the bond, so it's a 25.
Okay, yeah, it showed up as a 25. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I manually changed it. But yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess we'll shift the actual squares.
Let's see. That's extra Vash right there. Odayn, what'd you get? Odayn?
Odayn got a 13, is that right?
I
Oh, no,
got
he got
a-
a 20.
I got a
+3.
10 plus 3.
Oh, that's more.
13. Okay. Because I see a 13 and a 16, so it's not the 16. Sha'ah, I see a 15 and a 12. Did you get the 15?
Just 12.
All right. I think it's everybody. Lyram, let me make sure there's not 2 for you. There's not. Okay. That's weird. That was weird. I don't know. Okay. So, Orilyn, you are you shoot these things, and you're the first to react afterwards. Somehow. You're just ready to defend your home, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if Vash
The
says that
tree
they're
house.
coming straight for the tree, she doesn't know if they're coming for her parents or if they're coming for Odayn and Oberon. So she's on major defensive right now.
Yeah.
So she is going to maybe I'll save greater invisibility for if it seems like she needs it. She's gonna shoot the other one because I think she pushed the first one she hit out of range of her shot, right?
It's at 320 feet away, so. It's
It's still in range.
it's
Within the
exact.
380.
Well, wait. It's 320 away from Lyram. Oh, hang on.
Oh, away from Lyram.
Yeah.
So it's out of range unless you walk forward.
Yeah.
You'd have to hit the other one.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the other one.
Okay.
So I have to remember all this. Click.
Yeah,
All right,
you-
here we go.
Yeah, because it'd be 20 feet closer.
First attack, second blast, third blast.
All right. Miss, hit for 13.
Okay,
Okay.
and then
And you push him back 10.
yeah, with
Okay.
every hit. So yeah,
He's out of range.
cool. That's fine because all I can do is a bonus action now. I don't think I could do any of my bonus actions because they're out of range of them. So that is actually,
You can move up.
I could, but it won't put me in the range that I need for any of my other spells, that are bonus actions. She's gonna, she wants inspiration. You know, actually, she saw how amazing Lyram was in the combat versus death, so she's gonna call out to Lyram and say, I know how amazing you are in combat. I expect much from you this time too. And giving him bardic inspiration.
Yeah, did we intend to have Avachai be the front line?
I don't think so.
Nobody
I
moved-
think that
nobody moved
I
him.
forgot.
He's kind of out in front of
I
everybody.
forgot to move him.
I told him
That's what
to.
happens.
It's nice knowing him.
He's a mace. That's a mace.
Hey, I mean, it's too late now. He's got to wait till his turn. You can't.
I forgot
Oof.
to move him.
That's what you get. That's what happens when you get control of an extra character. You got to remember to do their things.
He's sacrificing himself.
Savage.
I guess so. Yeah, so Lyram has 1d6 from the bardic inspiration. I'm not gonna move, so that's it.
Okay. All right. That puts us on Vash.
Yeah, they're still really far away. And I actually don't have that many like super long range things, so I'm just going to ready an action to throw a fireball if they get within range. That's it.
All right.
You're gonna stay there, even though you guys are both invisible now?
For the moment, yeah. We have cover and invisibility. It's extra AC
True.
and disadvantage.
True.
You also kind of have like these things here, and there's one that some of you guys are on. Bash and
Are you pinging something?
yeah, you don't. See
We can't
those?
see whatever you're
I
pinging.
don't see it, yeah.
Let me see if it's showing up on the map. Just make sure. I didn't. No, it's showing up. So those little brown, they're like lines. They kind of look like lines.
Oh, like these things, right? Oh, I
Those
thought
are-
that was just shadows.
Those are like
Oh,
ledges.
shadows.
Yeah. So it's just where the
Ah.
ground's not perfectly flat. So they're like
Oh,
little
okay.
little slopes, little cliff things. Kind of like if you played Pokemon on Game Boy or something. Those
Oh,
little-
the little you hop
that's,
down.
that's what they remind me of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So they're like a couple foot drop. You can kind of. It looks like Odayn and Melora are
nice.
kind of taking cover behind it. Lyram's sort of standing on top of this one because this one's got an arch that kind of goes down right there. See how it's. I'll move him so you can see how it's shaped. Yeah. So, and Vash and Isha are up on top of it.
That one's probably the most defined one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Emboldening
Yeah.
Bond adds plus d4 to attack rolls.
Yeah.
Oh. Should I roll for those first two and see if they actually would have hit?
You can roll for the first one.
We know
Yes.
that a 20 hits, so
The second one won't
That's
hit.
true, yeah.
If you get a 4.
Okay, well, let's see.
Nope.
Nope, that one wouldn't have hit.
it's easiest anyways.
I'm assuming it's at least 20, yeah.
Okay. Melora, what are you gonna do?
Melora's gonna cast Bless
Okay.
on Orilyn, Odayn, and Avachai.
Avachai, and Odayn. So you have Bless and Bond. Do they stack, or is this Blessed is the same thing, right? But it's a little bit weaker.
It's
No,
the
it's the same.
same thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
So it'll just be a 2d4.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
a nice bonus. Dang.
Yeah.
And it's in the
Any
head.
link emboldening bond?
Mhm.
Ready?
Yeah. Golden.
You can.
Oh, okay. So an emboldening bond just gets ability checks as well, whereas bless is only attacks and saving throws.
Okay,
Nice.
so the attacks would not be affected by emboldening bond then.
No, it
No,
also
they
gets
are.
Both of them.
Attack roll, ability
Oh,
check,
okay.
and saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought-
emboldening bond has everything that bless has plus ability check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Sorry, I confused you.
Yeah. Okay.
From Melora.
Is that Melora's turn? Okay.
Yep.
Ishu.
I don't think Ishu has much more range than I do. So, I mean, he does, but not 300 feet. So I think he does the same thing. Prepare a firebolt to throw.
Okay. Lyram?
Pretty sure.
Lyram will
What's the pink
start on
marker?
the path. That's just to remind me that I have Bardic.
That's Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Lyram,
Um,
now that they're sprinting, they're moving twice as fast, obviously.
Okay, so which parts of the path here are in dim light? Because you said that the bushes give off light.
They do, yeah. So it's 10 foot 10. It's 10 bright, 10 dim from every bush that has berries on it, basically. So you're in.
And Odayn is emitting 10 feet of bright light too.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I wanted to use the dynamic lighting.
If you're right in the middle of the path, you should be good.
Yeah, you're in dim. Well, besides Odayn, but yeah. There's this bush here, right? This bush here sheds light.
Okay, so is this
But it won't
spot
be.
right here in dim?
Looks
Could be.
like it. Yeah.
Alright,
Mhm.
I will use my bonus action to activate my blade song. And the music starts playing, and then I'll run 40 feet and dash another 40.
Okay. I'm
And-
gonna mark them, so they're now gonna be 80 feet closer to you.
Okay.
So that reduces their distance from you to minus.
That might get confusing if you
Whoops. I forgot. I still
once per session.
Yeah.
It might make more sense to just put their distance from the edge of the map, because it might get confusing if you're only judging from one character.
Right.
That's how I would do it, anyways.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to calculate it. Okay, so they're
He was here. You were calculating it from where Lyram was before.
so they're now 230
80
and
plus 60,
240.
140, so
Okay, so it's another 40,
180.
40 feet from you to them. So where they're at
Just
now?
40 feet.
No, it's 55. Okay, so what they're at be 55 minus 55, and that's how close they are off the map. So let me just take off another 55. And from that one, and from that one. Okay, so this one is the top one's 175 feet off the map. The bottom one is 185 off the map.
Alright.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Odayn?
Question. Did my mirror image go off already, or did I just have my action to do it?
Well, you
Uh,
readied it, right?
Yeah, I was just wondering if...
Yeah, it could have gone off
Or
as
the-
soon as Orilyn fired, just like Ishu's invisibility did. So
Okay, I don't know what... I'm just gonna use that skill.
okay, all right, that's fine.
Vash Is it just these two, or are there more coming on the way?
Right now, make a perception check.
Oh, I was asking Vash because he was the one
Okay.
who looked before.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, let me put the music back on. 'Cause when sound broke, it stopped.
Oops, I'm muted. Yeah, I rolled perception, but I don't know if 13 sees anything.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see any other ones. These are the only two you see.
The only ones I see.
Far enough. Maybe here, so I'm still within 30 feet of these guys. Next to Avachai. And I'm going to prepare to use blow when they get in range.
Okay.
To the 120 feet.
Okay. Is that your
And
turn?
that ends my turn. Yep.
All right, Sha'ah.
Shaw's gonna move forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 here. And then he's gonna use this action to dodge.
Okay. All right.
And that's it for his turn.
All right. Abachai.
Okay, so the math that you guys did, Odayn determined that they'll be within 120 feet before the next turn. Was that it? Am I understanding what that was? I zoned out a little bit because I was trying to figure out what spells to use for him. Was that what your guys' math was?
I don't know if they told
I don't think
you.
Lyram shares his plans. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, I don't know if he told you the math, but
Well,
but
I mean,
just-
what I meant was, Odayn asked Vash something, right?
I just asked if there were only two of them. Or if there were more.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Also, you're still within 30 feet of me, so you have it.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of casting guiding or having him ready in action to cast guiding bolt, but that the range is only 120 feet, so I wanted to
Probably won't be close
see.
enough.
Yeah, even if I moved forward, I don't think it would be close enough yet because they haven't moved. So I think he will wait on that one.
Just by the way, if you hold an action to cast a spell, you still use that spell slot. I think if you don't.
I know that's why
If you can cast
I'm
it,
not
then.
gonna use it. That's why I was asking to confirm the thing. So I
Dodge
guess
is a good
he'll.
action.
Yeah, he'll take a dodge action because he's half HP still. Like I don't want him charging in just yet.
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
yeah,
maybe
he's gonna
either
take the
move
dodge
back or
action.
Something.
No, I think he'll stay where he's at. Just take a dodge action.
All right.
All right.
He's indecisive right now.
You know what? Fine. He's gonna move over behind Ish this rock. There.
Okay.
Extra project. That's it. He's gonna do that and take dodge action.
You know, they could still see you, right? And now they can see me because of
Why
your
can't-
mace.
He turned it off. He doesn't
doesn't
it
have
off.
it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It lit up in the treehouse, but when you guys came outside, he turned it off.
Okay.
All right. That's Avachai's turn?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So finally I get to go. Jeez. All right.
Ooh, what can they do?
So the two guys sprinting towards you, they pull up the wrist again, which now has that giant blade attached to it, and they do something. There's something that happens. They push a button on it or something, and they both again do this at exactly the same. It's like they're both doing it in exactly the same manner. There's no difference in their body position. It's like choreographed. And they both turn invisible.
Ugh.
Oh no.
It's like enemies can do the things that we can do too.
Yeah, of course.
And they're gonna move, obviously, but I'm not gonna tell you where they move. So let me just figure it out myself. What I want to do with them.
If there's any cliffs, I might suggest throwing them over there.
Okay. Okay. That is their turn. Okay. So that brings us back to Orilyn. What are you doing?
Real quick, it is almost time. Do we want to stop here now that it's the end of the round, or do we do another round?
Into the fight.
I know. I just noticed the time though.
We started a bit late. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
We started like 30 minutes late. I can go for another 30 minutes at least if you guys can.
I'm alright.
Okay.
Kyo Ferdy?
We can go to
Yeah.
10.
Okay. Cool. So then Orilyn can't see them anymore. She is going to now cast greater invisibility on herself.
If you're holding a spell, guys, when it comes to your turn, you lose that spell slot. Just a reminder.
Yes. And then she is gonna move, because they know where her bolts are coming from. She's gonna move over here, behind Ish this rock and bush.
Okay.
Think that's. Oh, now she's out of range from everybody. That's okay. She's gonna. Before she moves, she's gonna call inspiration to Sha'ah.
What color is it? Is it pink?
Yeah, we're using pink.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So before she moves, she'll call on inspiration to Sha'ah. I believe in you. You can do this. And then she'll move over to hide that behind that rock.
All right. Good stuff.
Can't even see them.
You can't see her either anymore.
Right.
I should probably add that to my token. What are we using for going invisible?
There's one that looks like a ninja.
Mask one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a ninja mask.
And then put a number, like a
4
10.
rows down and 5.
Oh, right. That's a thing.
It's 10
How do I do
rounds.
that
It's
again?
not
Start with
down.
0. You just hover over it and then press a number on your number pad.
Hover over. Okay, so 10.
You can't do
rounds.
10, so you have to start with 0.
Oh.
And then next round it
Let
goes
me
to
just-
9.
Let me just try this again.
That it for your turn
Okay,
now?
hover over it. Yeah, that's it. Hover over it and then just press the number.
And then just, yep, just like that. It would
Okay,
be,
cool.
It'd be 0
It is
until your
0.
next turn, but yeah, that's fine.
I will.
Vash is going to, through the mind link to Ishu, because I'm pretty sure he was the last one I had it on. Just say, damn it, I went invisible.
Yeah, that was
Try not to do
Avatar,
anything.
wasn't it?
What? Sorry, Vash. What? One person at a time.
Oh yeah, you talk to our
I'll just
guy.
spend my bonus action to switch it to Ishu then, because I can't do anything. So you'll say, damn it, I've gone invisible. Try to hold off until we know where they are. Don't do anything to draw their attention. And he's just gonna wait and ready another firebolt
All
until they're
right.
within range.
All right. Melora?
I think Laura's gonna Now, not knowing where Orilyn is, she's just gonna move towards Odayn, and then use the dodge action.
Okay.
During Melora's turn, can Odayn use his slow?
What was the hold? You were holding it until they were within range.
When
right?
they move, when they move closer.
What's the
Sure.
range on slow?
120.
120 feet, and then 40-foot cube within range.
What is the range though?
120.
120 feet.
Okay. Didn't you say you were holding it until they get within range? I mean, yeah, you can cast it. That's fine. You're just basically trying to guess where they are, right? It's because that's the gist. You're hoping you put it in the right area to hit them.
Yep.
Okay, so you're casting it right there, 120 feet away from you.
Yep.
And let me just check.
So if they're outside of 160 feet, it won't hit them no matter what, right?
Yeah. I mean, if they're outside 0 feet, because I marked them as being off the map, if they're further than 0 feet, then it's not going to hit them. But you were holding the action, so you got to either lose the spell slot or just cast it somewhere. It's kind of the deal.
Worth shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're trying to hit that area right there. So I guess it would be, it's at 40-foot cubes. If it starts at that edge there, yeah, you go 40 feet off the map, or at least 40 feet in that direction. So it'd be like 5, 10, 15, so it'd be like 35 feet off the... Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. I'll have them make saves just because you don't know if it hits them or not. What's the save?
Up. 17.
Yeah, but wisdom, dex.
Wisdom.
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 Okay.
Oh.
Their wisdom saves are not super great. And there's 1 and 2.
Fail. Passes.
All right. I don't know if you would know if it hits or not. Because they're invisible. Like, I don't know if you'd be able to feel if it affects a target or not. I will say this. Like, if there's any, like, leaves blowing through the air or anything in the area that you target the spell, then that stuff starts falling in slow motion, you know? Like, dust that's moving through the air slows down. That kind of thing. Like tree limbs that are moving, those things slow down. But yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't know either way, but it was worth a try.
yeah. I mean, it's better than just losing the spell slot for sure. Okay. I think
So Ishu's turn.
it's Ishu's turn, yeah.
I suggested something, but you roleplay him, so you decide what he does. I'll just click the things for you.
He's just gonna hunker down, stay there. What was he holding last turn? What'd you have him hold in action?
Firebolt. Just a cantrip.
Yeah, he'll just do the same thing.
So, same as Vash then.
All right.
We're just waiting to see some telltale sign of the enemy.
Yeah. Lyram, what are you doing?
Lyram will activate his Shadow Blade, upcast at level 6.
Okay.
Let me link it.
Shadow Blade. At higher levels, 3rd or 4th level spell slot increases 3d8 when you cast a 5th or 6th, and damage increases to 4d8 when you cast using a slot. Okay. All right. Cool.
Then I will. I can't really still tell where the light is. So, is this spot here outside of bright light?
It's outside of bright light there. Yeah. It's in dim light, but it is outside of bright light. Yeah.
think this is probably the furthest away from Orilyn. Sure. I'll move to here, actually.
Okay.
And then I'll hold my action to attack with my attack action as something if I feel it coming in range with me.
Okay. I'm not sure what that square
Yeah,
was.
that's my turn.
Okay, cool.
I was just marking my range so I wouldn't forget.
Oh, sorry. I guess
Fine.
I guess you can put it back then. My bad.
No, that's good. It's fine.
All right. Odayn. What are you doing, Odayn?
Let's see. I think Odayn probably move forward with Sha'ah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he'll try to actually, he doesn't even know where they are, so...
Were you holding a spell? Oh yeah, you already used it.
I
Yeah.
already used it.
Gotcha.
I think he'll dodge here, next to Sha'ah.
All right. Dodge action. All right. Sha'ah.
And that's it.
Why are you jumping next to me? And then
Keep you alive.
I see. Can I perceive any footprints like 120 feet away from me?
Well, you have blind sight within 10 feet. There's definitely nothing there.
Yeah,
Within
but I
100
can see 120.
You can see
Like, is this area
120s.
all salted too, or is it
No.
just actual?
No.
land? Okay.
That's why there's plants growing here. Okay. So 120 feet. So 20 feet off the map basically would be your range. Yeah, you can make a perception check.
24.
24. Yeah, you don't see anything.
No footprints yet
No,
on the ground? Okay,
nothing.
that's it for my action.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Avachai.
I think he's gonna take the dodge action again, and he's gonna stay where he's at.
Okay. Then their turn. Enemy's turn. Because they're invisible now, so their token doesn't show up for you guys in turn order. Okay. Let me think here. Okay. All right. That's their turn. Orilyn?
Sorry, I was recommended something, but I don't know if I want to do that because these plants are corrupted by flesh, aren't they?
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I'll leave it to Vash to make plants grow. Doesn't know where they're at though. That makes it hard.
You guys are all just like, where did they go? Looking around, preparing to be attacked.
I mean, yeah. I'm also not used to. I've never played a cleric before, so I was like spending a lot of time reading through Avachai's stuff, and I forgot to plan for Orilyn what she's gonna do. I guess plant growth would be the only thing she could do with not being able to see them.
I thought we were gonna spend the majority of the session doing this combat, but we might not even actually get to it. Kind of.
If it says I have a range of 100 feet to make plants grow, is that's like I can only do up to, I can't like target this and make it grow to the
Link it.
or like these ones.
Link it. Let's
Right?
take a look. Yeah.
Okay.
Like grow spell channels vitality into plants within a specific area. There are two possible uses: immediate or long term. If you cast it using an action,
So you choose a point, and then 100 feet around that point, you can make plants grow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Makes
Well,
sense.
then I'm going to choose this point here. And make all of the plants grow the 100 radius, but I'm gonna make it so that they do not grow along here. Here and back.
Okay.
So like nothing along this line.
And towards
So
us.
that Lyram doesn't get stuck in it.
All right, that's fine. So draw
whatever
the
this
use
thing.
your draw shape tool to draw the area that will be affected. Like, or I
Well,
can-
it's just everywhere in front of
100-foot
Lyram.
radius.
Yeah,
it's
a massive
basically
area.
this whole line straight down, and that way 100, or well,
I'll do it.
100 feet from this point.
50.
Yeah.
100-foot radius is massive. Yeah, it'll be 50 feet
Yeah.
in each direction.
No, radius. It's more than it's 50.
Yeah.
It's 100 feet in each direction. If it
100
was
foot,
diameter, then it would be 50 in each.
You can also
yeah,
choose
50.
where you can exclude areas, right?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
exclude certain
Yeah.
5-foot squares if you want and whatnot.
That's what she's doing. Yeah. By making
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many?
So she's excluding anything past, or like in Lyram's and behind him.
It would go. It would go 100 foot past the edge of the map. Is that right?
Yeah,
All right. Hang on.
we might need a bigger map.
Token layer. Well, it's kind of like. Okay, so I got this on the token layer. Let me just. Man, why do you guys have to always do this complicated stuff, man?
Why can't you just shoot them? Oh, right, they're invisible.
100.
But I was suggesting that Ella was even more complicated.
Hang on. Let me do this. 100 feet off map, because you're casting it on the last square at the edge of the map, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and
this
then
point.
let me just raise the size of the text so it's a little bit easier to see, maybe.
Yeah. I think she's also excluding 5-foot diameter around each tree trunk. So I don't know how big the trunks are, but just so that if anybody tries to come out during that time, they don't get automatically stuck.
I would also like to spell out Zorro in the middle of it somewhere with free spaces.
All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
move it back a little bit just to kind of so we'll know that it's not including the tree trunks area. Okay, like that. You said like 5 or 10 feet away from the tree trunks, right?
Just 5 feet. She
5
doesn't
feet.
want to make it too much and give them a way that they could sneak around, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess this would be like right there, maybe. Okay. All right. And it's difficult terrain for them. Is that how it works?
I think it's
Um,
4 times, so it's like worse than difficult terrain. I
Oh,
believe.
jeez. Okay.
Yeah, it's
all
4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves.
right. Yeah.
Difficult terrain
Okay.
is just double.
Okay.
2
Okay.
feet
So
for 1
the
foot.
plants within a specific spell channel vitality within the plant's 2 possible uses. Okay. Yeah. So all the flesh plants grow, and some of them start bleeding a whole bunch, and some of them grow these weird like teeth. and these large chitinous thorns on them. I mean, they're still plants, though. They're just
Yep.
corrupted
That's
by
also
flesh.
another reason why she didn't want them touching the tree.
Yeah,
I'm sure this will come back to bite us because you can't just undo that. They're just grown.
No, I know.
Yep.
I know.
So, congratulations.
But now, if they're
Flesh
in
mage
those
now.
plants, like at least now we could see if they're stomping down on them.
Very true. They should be pretty easy.
Because they
to
don't
track.
have pass without trace cast on them, right?
I mean,
You can track them.
You don't know if they got invisibility cast on them, if that's what that was.
Well, yeah, we don't know exactly what they have.
They didn't
but
chant any words or anything.
I don't know if they
They might have
are actually
teleported 100 feet in the other direction.
They might have. We're not looking.
I'll stop giving him ideas.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna save my I don't have any bonus actions I could do other than another bardic inspiration, so I'm gonna save my last bardic inspiration for another time, and I think that maybe I will move up. I'm gonna yeah, I can move up behind this other rock. And now I'm done.
All right. Vash.
Me and Ishu are continuing our strategy of waiting for a telltale sign within 120 feet. So unless we see movement through these bushes, we are waiting. They would have to hit here before we can throw firebolts. So that's it for us.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my question. So like you guys might hear rustling of like bushes, but the flesh has overgrown in that entire area, presumably, right? So here's my question to you all. If they're in somewhere deep in that overgrowth and they're moving around and that's causing the overgrowth around them to move, how would you see that, considering there's still more overgrowth between you and them?
Like a tractor in a wheat field, they should be flattening stuff.
Yeah,
which would
but
then disappear from view.
Yeah, but there's also more stuff that's blocking your vision now between you and them, right? Like you're not.
Yeah, it depends on how high things are.
You'd have to be like up above it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How? I guess it doesn't specify, but how high do you think that the plants grew? Like feet off the ground? 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet.
That's fair.
Yeah, I always just imagined it was maybe a max of like 1 foot. Because I mean, a foot of snow is hard to walk into.
Oh, and see, I thought it would be more like 4 or 5 feet, but
yeah.
So it's kind of just up to you.
Maybe it could have been 2 feet. I don't know.
It's got to slow them down significantly, right? To where it takes them
Yeah.
4 times as long to walk through it.
And they are large creatures, not mediums. Maybe she did make it so they grew a little taller, but I don't see it being taller than our heights, to be honest.
Right.
All right, so we can say like 4 or 5 feet. That's fair. I mean, these are things I'm considering when I'm gonna ask for a perception check to see if you can see where they are.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Lyram might not be able to see because he's under 4
Pretty
feet.
short.
And
I'm
like,
sorry, Lyram.
Vash and Ishu are kind of up on a ledge, a little bit higher than the rest of you guys. So.
Oh yeah, now I see it. I see the thing now.
Yeah. It arcs around. Yeah, you got it.
Literally just saw it.
So it's just something to consider.
For some reason I thought that was going the other way. Like, this side was higher than this side.
Oh. Maybe I'll have to get better shaders for these things in the future to make it a little bit more clear. Okay. So you're just holding your action, right, Vash?
Yeah.
All right. Melora.
Same with Ishu.
Okay.
And then dodging.
Okay. And then Ishu holds action firebolt. Lyra.
Lyram will, I guess, continue
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
holding his action to attack when they get to him.
Okay. I'll...
Actually, before Lyram's turn ends, because I targeted plants that I'm assuming are all glowing, is this space all glowing now too? Does he need to move back to be in the dim light?
because the plants that are glowing grew.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah, probably. The light would have probably grown with them. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lyram.
We get stuck on these most minute details.
Do I need to move to be out of the light then? Or out of the bright light?
Let's see. You're.
I mean, it's better to ask now than find out later,
Yeah.
right?
I would say like 1 square. I'm just gonna double its light. That's what I'll do.
I'll back up by a little bit then. So I'll back to like right here and then hold my action.
Okay. All right. And yeah. Okay. All right. And you're still good there. And okay. Hold action. Odayn.
My lord, since apparently Sha'ah doesn't want him near him at all. Can I try to perceive where they're at from here?
I mean, they haven't moved yet. But sure. Make a perception check. Well, you're climbing up the ledge. Right? So, I mean, it's fine. Yeah. Make a perception check. I'll take it into account.
Nope.
Yeah. No.
I guess that's it. We'll dodge again and wait for something to happen.
Sha'ah?
Exciting.
Can I just
Sha'ah will jump on top of the rock.
Okay.
And now that he has like a little bit of height, he will just be checking that plant growth. If there's like prints again. And he will let the group know. 120 feet.
120. Alright. Make a perception check.
Perception.
You still don't see anything. Not within your range of vision.
Okay, he will keep checking on the area.
Okay.
That's it.
Abishai? Ella, that's you.
That's you, Orilyn.
I'm here. How much you could do when enemies are invisible? He's just gonna stay where he's at and keep doing dodge action for now. Actually, can I have him do a perception to see if he notices anything?
Sure.
Is this an action or how do you roll it?
Well, it'll be a perception check if he doesn't have the skill on his sheet. It's just a wisdom check.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's an action, bonus action.
How do you rule if they're
Free
just
action.
like perceiving something? Is it a free thing or is it? I know some GMs make it like, oh, this is definitely a action kind of thing.
You're supposed to kind of. I kind of go lax on that. Like, I feel like you got enough time to take a look around and do an action, but that's just me.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I
not
feel like he's investigating because an investigation requires more,
Yeah.
where it's just looking.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it doesn't cost you an action to take a look. But if it's something different, it might. It's a different thing.
Yeah. So, here's his perception. 16 to see if there's anything.
Okay. And what's his dark vision range?
Oh, right. He doesn't have dark vision, does he?
I don't know.
Might not.
I don't have the sheet up, so.
They would list it right under his movement and stuff.
I think he's just a human too.
Yeah, he's
It's
just
sixth
a
senses,
human.
passive perception.
He is a human.
So
And
it would
Orilyn
be
doesn't have any.
if he sees anything from the glow of all of this mess since it's glowing.
Don't forget to add a D4.
Yes, bless.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it's
no.
advertised.
It
I don't think
doesn't.
it matters.
Bless
I don't think
doesn't
they're
include
within
a
reach.
druid check.
You can add a D4 if you want.
Well,
it's not a
plus
ability
doesn't
check from blood.
affect.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Bless doesn't do ability checks. Yeah.
All right, Avachai. Yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back at the ring, these two giant guys are fighting. We're all dead. No, that's not.
Yeah. So yeah, in that case, you don't see anything, so he takes the dodge action.
Okay.
That's it.
Now it's their turn.
All right, their turn again. So. That's funny. So that would put us at. Okay. And. Okay. All right.
Pretty sure that laugh means that we did.
Did what?
Slowed him down.
Slowed him down. I would say you guys have slowed them down. You probably would hear some motion in the grass, but maybe it's too dark for those of you who didn't see anything or they're just not close enough for you to see where the motion's coming from. You know, it's like looking into like a cornfield. And so maybe you can kind of see bits of like far off corn moving slightly, but it's hard to judge exactly how far it is because it's at the edge of your vision or, you know, what have you.
They were still more than 200 feet away, and we slowed them down to where 10 feet around. So I think what's going to happen is all of our invisibilities are going to wear off right as they get to us. Because that's about how long it's going to take them to make their way through the maze.
Probably. Because that's 100 feet off.
I'll say this.
Off the map, so they would be like 225 feet off. Like they're at least within 225 feet of Orilyn.
And that will take them 10 rounds, which means the end of our invisibilities.
They may not be running in a straight line, too, right? Because
yeah,
it makes sense it makes sense in case you guys were firing, I don't know, Eldritch Blast at them, to turn invisible and then move to the side. So if they keep firing, you don't continue to get shot. You know.
Yeah.
So
we've just made this fight interesting.
Certainly.
Well, you know, when you can't see, you do what you can to slow them down.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense. Good strategy.
I assume we're going to stop at the end of that round because of the time.
Yeah, I think so. So we didn't even get into this combat. So I'll leave it on. They've taken their turn. I'll leave it on. Ready to go for Orilyn for next week, and maybe we'll get through this combat next week. I don't know. We might spend the whole time with them just running, trying to get through the flesh at you guys. I don't know. I don't know what else you guys are gonna do. So, well, that was quite an anticlimactic end to today. So, I mean, I can go longer if you guys want, but I think Ferdy and Keo kind of need to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep is for the weak.
Yeah, so we close out on a suspenseful ending with you guys just sort of all waiting to be attacked by these things. You can hear movement out in the dark, and yeah, that's where we end the session.
Unrooted.
What did Unrooted say?
Read the chat.
Being dumped by his girlfriend in college, picks up a snail and throws the 16 snail switches up and says,
"What's so combat?"
All right. Thanks, Enrita. Well, A couple things. Tomorrow night on Broken, we're doing our first giveaway. Yes, love you too, Unrooted. Have a good sleep. Thanks for tuning in. So if you want to make sure you can win a copy of the Nibiru ttrpg, be here tomorrow night. We'll be doing the first giveaway at the end of the show. The second one will be next Tuesday for episode 5, and then the last one will be on episode 6. So there's that, and of course that's sponsored by Arcana Media. Check out their website to buy the game. It's araukana.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, check the links in the description. Follow the channel on Twitch at Ramblinman TV. Catch us live there. There's links below to music we use from Dark Fantasy Studio for the Deviant art page for the artist that did Orilyn's virtual avatar. There's the Deviant art page for the artist that did Vash's artwork, all that good stuff. And also, I think we're going to do another episode of Unknown New Orleans this Friday night here live on the channel. And as soon as we get done with this show tonight, I'm uploading the most recent Unknown New Orleans show, making it public on YouTube. So if you want to watch that, definitely check it out. That's all I got. Is there any other announcements I need to throw out? Anybody got anything? Anything I'm forgetting? Probably. Always is. All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for playing, players. Unrooted, always good to see you. And you guys have a good night. I guess I'll just have to wait till next week to try to kill you all. All right. Good night, guys.
Night.